I've already pressed the button, GB. I've already pressed the button. One way. Only one way once I press the button. Oh. So I don't know. I guess what do we expect to see from Wei? We saw him show the ball tracer Sombra. In theory, obviously, Falcons are really not going to match that at all, right? So there's maybe a few. I was going to say ways. A few routes in for Wei here in terms of a ban to set up the ball. Obviously, we know we want to set up the Sigma as well. It's fair to say that for a lot of teams that run into the Wei Sigma comp when Pepe is in, one of the best answers is Winston. With Winston or Hazard. Hazard's a bit harder, but Winston's normally better. But the problem is, one, Winston is liable to get banned as well. Because again, the same thing that Zeta failed to do at the end there is if you ban to protect Sigma, you can also ban Winston as well, so you can take that away. But for certain teams like Falcons, Zeta as well, it's really difficult, or it's much more difficult to counter out the Sigma on these maps. Wei got a shirt? They got a shirt. That's nice. A little logo on it. Looks decent quality. Zeta Division versus Crazy Raccoon. Oh, let me spell that right. There we go. Yeah, gonna upload that one now. Alright, uploading. So yeah, to be fair to Wei, we've seen a lot of exciting, aggressive playstyles come out from there. They look very good on Saravasa, very good on certain push maps as well. So I think there's actually, I think they take maps today, maybe, I think like 4-2. 4-2 really possible, maybe even a little bit more. You think Wei get 4-0'd? Oh, really? You're going the other... I was going to say the other way. His bloody team name. And I think, if I remember right, I locked in the 4-1 for Falcons here. But I can see him easily dropping another couple of maps. Like, if Wei can win the control, and then they win the push and the flashpoint, all of a sudden this series maybe gets a little bit dicey for Falcons. I think, to be fair, we might also see Falcons try and rely on the Zarya to solve the Sigma problem as well. Thanks, GB. I meant it more as like, the control is... I think there's a real chance Wei take flashpoint and push, regardless. But I think if the control map is like the most 50-50 one, if they win that, then the series is open. That's what I mean. I think it is a little bit Yeti coded, but oh guys, wait. Anyone looking to commission a building? Anyone need any buildings built? Is anyone currently standing in a place where there's not a building, wishing there was a building there? Because I might know a firm for you.
곡선과 창호로 만든 빛의 공간. 소통을 담은 전통자기와 연적의 형상화.
Give these guys a call and they will build you one of these buildings there. I can only assume the prices are reasonable.
곡선의 미학. 역동성과 균형감 속에 몰입되는 공간의 철학.
I think what gives me more hope for Wayne and Yeti is, one, the Yeti run, the Yeti Miracle Weekend was actually a weekend where they went 1 and 2, right? And if your Miracle Weekend is a 1 and 2 weekend, it's not super impressive actually. But with Way, they've actually taken series, and also even after they had their like really good week 4 result where they beat T1 and Falcons in regular season, they also that playoffs where they lost to Zeta Division, I think it was the upper bracket semi-final maybe. Even though they lost that series, I actually thought there was a couple of maps where they actually looked unplayable.
We are launching the all-new XL2566X Plus, which uses the newly developed Fast TN panel and upgraded Diac2 technology. This monitor has inherited the XLX monitor stand design. It has incorporated industrial-grade bearings into the height adjustment mechanism, allowing easier...
Are we carrying T1 as a good game? Well, maybe not the strongest opponent, but from Way's perspective, that's a really good result to get. Like, obviously now, the level of the game has changed, because now it's just the big three in Korea. So now, the level of the game has changed quite a lot. But at the time, especially, beating Way, getting themselves to the top 4, can't fault the result. So we pretty much got a whole month off now. It depends what you mean by a week off, right? Or a month off, rather. Because when I look at my calendar, it doesn't look like a week off at all. Because I'm streaming maybe 4 out of those weekends. Like, I think there's going to be China the next 3 weeks. Or the next 3 weekends, rather. There's going to be promotion relegation in that as well. So we're going to be like... We're going to be half off, right? But yeah, maybe next weekend is the one I'm least likely to stream. But after that, it'll be 1, 2, 3 weekends in a row, then the LAN. Is China all streamed? The official broadcast for China starts on the 27th, which is their regular season. The open qualifiers for China are happening this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's some further sort of filtering down the large, massive teams they have into, like, I think a top 8. Or a top 16, maybe. I can't remember the exact numbers. That happens on the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. And then the regular season proper starts on the 27th, if that will make sense. To be an English broadcast, not as far as I know, no, but I'll be covering it. I presume Max will be as well if he's available. Time zone's probably like pretty decent for him. It should be starting the same time. Obviously, it depends on your time zone, etc. But it'll be 8 AM UK time. So the same time Korea or the Asia play have started this morning is the same time China should be starting on those mornings as well. So we can have ourselves a nice little sort of side grade. Maybe Korea teams are more fun to watch, but we'll get some Overwatch action to fill that sort of morning slot. Is Hangzhou LAN also an 8 AM thing? I can't remember. Let me see if... I feel like maybe someone told me. Might be lost in the DM somewhere. And maybe I only got told dates, actually, for that one.
안녕하세요. 팀 팔콘입니다.
Oh, Team Falcons!
저희가 준비해온 거
Let me minimize it so you can see the subtitles.
변경했어야 됐는데 그냥 그거 좀 어떠고 준비한 것만 신경 쓰다 보니까
Not the official broadcast, Poops. It's the weekend after for the official broadcast. But I think it's only going to be a Chinese language one.
이제 저희가 그 준비한 거를 못 보여줘가지고 아시아는 이제 그거를 최대한 많이 보여줄 수 있도록 거기에 포커스를 두고
Recommend preparations
열심히
better.
했던 것 같아요.
Why do they put EMEA team versus seed one teams? Well, it's just because of how the seeding works. Like the seeding, if you look at the bracket, it's a bit confusing. But if you look at like the
저희가 제일
like
잘하는 것 같아요.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, blah blah blah, I think it makes a lot more sense the order they're in. The only one that's questionable, I think, is China seed 2. I think it's too high. That should be 8th seed instead of the 6th seed that it currently is.
우선 제타가 잘하는 팀은 틀림없고 지금 특히 더 잘하는 것 같긴 하지만 결국에 이런 해외 가는 메이저 대회에서는 매번 마지막에 미끄러지기 때문에 결단력이 없다? 3등일 것 같습니다.
Prediction is 8 to 3rd.
될것 같습니다. 힘든 점은 조금 있는데 그래도 뭐 할만하다고 생각하고 자 이것 때문에 뭐 진다 이런 느낌은 아직 못 받고 있어가지고 솔직히 유리한 거는 맞는데 투탱이 그것 때문에 저희가 졌다고 이런 느낌 못 받았어가지고
Hamden reckons, I reckon I'm doing fine.
처음 프로를 시작했을 때부터 항상 잘한 모습만 보여줬다 생각해가지고
Oh, thank you, Benji, for Genji OW for the 9 months.
팬분들한테도 뭔가
Thank you very much for a prime.
이미지가 되지 않았나 싶어요.
What do you think Magic does all day? Spectate scrims? Nah, I reckon he just chills,
하면서
honestly.
할만하다 느낄 때가 많긴 하던데 늘 할만하다 생각했으면 좋겠어요. 결국에 저희가 이길 거기 때문에
일단은 다들 많이 증명하고 싶을 텐데 네, 이번에
Yeah, I mean, I think to be fair, like in the off-season, Magic did have offers from EMEA teams that were interested in signing him, but he chose to stay with Falcons.
I
And I
just want
mean,
to say I hope everyone keeps supporting us and
thanks,
we
Magic.
will qualify to China and win.
이번 코리아에서는 좋은 성적을 거두지 못해서 좀 많이 아쉽지만 그래도 아직 큰 무대가 많이 남아있고 저희 팀 더 잘할 수 있으니까 그냥 끝까지 믿고 응원해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue against. You can make this sort of whole thing about like competitive prowess and wanting to fight and improve and all of these things, etc., etc., etc. But also, it's really not uncommon that people just take the better paying job, right? Both in esports, in traditional sports, right? You know, look at someone like John Duran, right? John Duran goes to play in the Saudi Football League. When really, he's what's John Duran? 21? 21, and he bursts onto the scene, scoring like top quality goals in the Premier League. But then he just, actually the money's just better over here. I'll go play here and I'll make more money. Like, I can see why people would be critical of it, but also from like, let's be realistic, right? If you were offered more money to do the same job, would you take it? More money to maybe even do an easier job? Hard to say no to. So, I can understand why people are like, you know, is Magic wasted? Would he be more used on an EMEA team, etc.? I can see a real argument for that. But I find it too hard to be like that critical of a decision, you know?
잘할 수 있다고 생각했는데 좀 생각보다 아쉽다면 아쉬운 것 같고 근데 또 결과가 좋게 나왔다면 또 좋게 나온 것 같아서 개인적으로는 만족하고 있습니다. 저희 팀원들끼리 이번에 아시아 4강
John Duran lives. Is that true, Rally? He lives in Qatar with his partner and takes a 90-minute helicopter ride to and from training every day. Unbelievable life he lives.
저희 선수들 개개인마다 매력이 엄청나기 때문에 그래서 소년만화도 소년만화지만
Wait, what is he talking about?
매력 때문에 더 좋아하지 않나 싶어요.
Boys' cartoons or boys' cartoons?
웨이만의 매력.
I think Way's charm is we ourselves are the charm.
저희 선수들
Each of our players has a lot of charms.
매력이 엄청나기 때문에 그래서
Boys' cartoons are also boy cartoons.
저희 각자의
But I
매력
think
때문에 더
they like it
좋아하지
more because of our own charms. I feel like
개개인이 다
I'm
성장하는
struggling a little bit. I feel like we've
성적으로
lost something in
다
translation here.
그래서 전부 다 개인에 좀 더 집중하고 있는 것 같아요.
저에게 이번 아시아는
Oh, is he not in Qatar? Is that false information? We've been
마지막 기회가 될 수도 있지
false
않을까
reports.
그런 생각으로 임하고 있어요. 매 판이 마지막이다. 이번에 못 이기면 끝이다라는 걸 매 세트마다 생각하면서 굉장히 간절하게 게임에 임하고
I
있어요.
don't know the numbers to be fair, Jay Grant, but I think Falcons probably are the best paid team in the world. I don't think that's like without actually knowing the numbers, but that would be my assumption is that.
대답.
장점이라고 하면 아무래도 일단 서로 영웅폭이 다른 게 장점인 것 같고요. 어떤 메타가 와든 서로 이제
It's Bahrain, but yeah. Oh, okay.
메타가 바뀌었을 때 뭔가 위험이나 부담감 그런 거는 좀 적은 것 같아요.
Oh, okay, I see.
예,
So they're just sort of circumventing that restriction.
탱커들, 메인 탱커들 그런 거를 이제 잘하려고 열심히 깎는 게 노력하는 것 같아요.
저 무시했다가 이제 머리 맞고 죽을 수도 있으니까 조심하세요.
탱커 차이 내겠습니다.
Milgari promising a tank div.
저희 돈도 안 받고 이 정도 하는데 돈 받으면 더 잘하니까 꼭 스폰서 붙여주세요.
저희 웨이
Oh, really?
지켜봐 주셔서
All right. We'll get to the bottom of this John Duran situation.
이번에
But either way, wherever he literally lives, the principle's still the same, right? Of like accepting a larger money contract.
항상 끝까지 어떤 길을 가든 지켜봐 주셨으면.
Why is Magic on Falcons? Yeah, it'll be a brand appeal essentially, right? You get the same thing in any traditional sports, right? Like people always like the football example again would be like English. When you talk about like transfer season and stuff, people always talk about English player tax, where English players cost more, because there's always, I think, a desire for all teams in the English Premier League to have an English star or two. So it means that their price becomes inflated because they're more high value. New shirts, fine. If Falcons pick up someone and merit, will they need to drop a player? Yeah, so it is roster limit 7, if I'm not mistaken, still in Korea as well. So they might be in a situation, but my presumption is the choice kind of feels obvious, right? Like, just take Majid off and slot them both in. They're fan-made as well. This happened before for other teams in Korea as well, the fans will make shirts for the team. So it's nice. They look decent quality as well. Merit doesn't do it. Yeah, I can see the argument. I don't know what merit really adds to the team in a lot of situations. But also, I think Merit and someone are always very keen to play together. So I won't be surprised if whatever ends up happening with them ends up them going to the same direction. Would Merit to Zeta put him over the edge? No, I don't think so. Because honestly, right, I think Flora's probably played some of his best Overwatch this opening couple of months, right? Stage 1 Flora actually looked... Do I want to say best hit scan in the region? Maybe not. Maybe it's like, it's really close with Stalker. I feel like Lips had like a fairly quiet stage by his standards. But I think what's fair to say is actually, if you do the rundown of the big three teams, Lip, Flora, Stalker, felt this stage, Flora's right up there with them, right? Right up there with them. You know, if anything today, you know when they play that Malga comp? You know, like the Esperanza and Saravasa. Does it feel like anyone's getting particularly diffed? Like roll for roll, right? Or does it feel more just like we're in a team gap situation? That Crazy Raccoon just winning the neutrals, not because somebody's popping off and getting magic picks. If anything, the person who got the most magic picks, I think was actually Flora in that series, right? So I feel like this is less about the individuals and more about the team. And that's like a harder problem to fix, right? Because honestly, the Esperanza, they were blown out of the water, no question, right? But again, is that a comp diff situation? Have Crazy Raccoon thrown him a curveball with the Torb Sim and Zeta haven't been able to adapt? I mean, kind of felt that way, didn't it? And then, And then on the Suravasa, that just felt like a plot armor situation, honestly, right? Like, he sang with that coffee Kiriko. That's a plot armor situation if I've ever seen one. That's just what happens when you play against Crazy Raccoon. One or two of the maps, you're just going to lose to something like that. Flora used to be bad. Yeah, I agree. Like last season, I think Flora was a weakling. But I think this stage, he's not looked like a weakling. I don't think their problems today had anything to do with necessarily individual. Like maybe Violet had a particularly bad Esperanza, right? But it felt more like a comp problem, right? Like, because again, like you look at Esperanza, Pelican did nothing, right? But is it Pelican's fault? Is it just awkward for him to try and get value and like, do they need to run a Lucio version there so that Lucio Genji can maybe try and take over more and win through angles more than anything? Because they lose the frontline fight. We actually saw when we were watching TU versus OWCS yesterday in the replays, we saw the same thing happen to TU on Samoa. When they played Volcano, narrow map, limited sightlines, and Checkmate played for Torb, KSA just lost the neutral so hard because Kev couldn't have enough impact on Genji on the flank. We go over to Samoa downtown, bigger map all of a sudden, then Faith and Kev, Lucio Genji, they're dominating, they're bullying position, and all of a sudden in a much wider map where angles can be king, all of a sudden, OWCS, they find themselves stuffed at the choke, they don't have any space to work with, and they end up losing that map as a result, you know? But when you play the Brig Genji version as opposed to Lucio Genji, I feel like you lose some of the potential to do that. You can still do that, but it's not quite as scary. And I think on Esperanza, never got to see Pelican doing that. Maybe Esperanza's also not the greatest map for it. Maybe Brig wasn't the right choice, but I also think he went Brig initially because he thought they were going to play Bull, right? I mean, that was my expectation at least, that Crazy Raccoon were going to roll out on like Bull, Kiri, Lucio. So we did see him, Violet obviously actually even swapped off for Brig, right, to Kiriko once they realised they were an amalgam mirror. No idea, mate. That's one theory is that'll happen, right? The theory, for those who haven't heard it, it is just a theory. I should reiterate. But the theory is that Falcons, now originally Summon and Merit were on T1, as that was very much like word on the street at the time. But then all of a sudden they are no longer on T1. T1 have a different roster. The theory is like, what if Falcons did buy Summon and Merit off of T1, but there was some kind of non-compete clause or something for stage 1 or something, so Falcons would just have to cop it without him for the first part of the year. Obviously didn't make too much difference to T1's results, right? If that was the case. If that does turn out to be true, didn't help T1 that much. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Light Void, for the Prime. 4 months, welcome back. Yeah, but they can always cut someone, right? Like if they just move Majid to like an ambassador role or like a streamer role or something, right? I think it's probably really fine. Again, it's all a theory, right? But I think in terms of things that I don't think that'll be a problem for them, right? I don't think that's going to stop them doing the deal if they want to do the deal. Ooh, taking a while to get everyone ready for this one. Yes, Arthur. Why Jib? Well, we thought Jib so they could ban Winston, but Zeta clearly had different plans, so I don't know. How have the games been? I only had the one series for Crazy Raccoon versus Zeta series, and it was pretty underwhelming. A couple of good maps in there. I think the Kings Rover Saravasa probably fall into that for the most part. But I think Zeta didn't really feel like they got close today. Like across all 5 maps, didn't feel like they got anywhere near close enough to actually threaten taking the series off them. Will I stream Saudi E-League this year? I mean, I've not really looked at the dates or anything. Maybe the playoffs if there's like enough good teams involved, but my priority is always going to be OWCS, whether that's like China or the promotion relegation as well. But we'll see how things line up. I've not looked at the dates yet myself. Yeah, I think one thing that's maybe underrated with the original T1 roster that people were talking about with Someone and Merit compared to Donghack and Proud is you don't lose a lot here, I think, in terms of player quality. But I think a lot of people are underestimating the impact someone has to the rest of the team. I think having a player like Someone there will... Everyone plays better with someone in the lineup, basically, right? So I feel like if someone wasn't that version of the team, leading that team, maybe some of the parts that have felt like weak links at time in T1 wouldn't have felt as weak, right? So I think there's like... that's the biggest loss for T1. That someone is really that sort of build a team around play, you know? Like, you'll get the best out of players if you're playing with someone. And Donghack, wow, I think more than talented enough. Probably better at someone on like his key heroes, right? Like the Hazard, the Bull, the Doomfist, Winston, all better for Donghack. I think the difference someone makes to a team, you can't like it's like not invaluable. Invaluable? No, like you can't understate it, and you can't understate it, right? It's so important the difference he'll make. The intangibles, exactly, yeah. And I think you can kind of see the power of that in, you know, whenever you see these teams that maybe don't have the star names and they're doing really well, outperforming the teams with the star names, like Way on our screens right now, are a good example of that, right? Like, I think maybe people would rate Who Are You as a star, but really Aid, Milgaru, Pepe before this season, these are all good players, like Korea OWCS level players. Maka, they're all good enough to play at the level, right? But nobody thought they would be a top 4 team, I don't think. Or play as close as they have. And is it because some of the players are dramatically better than everyone expected? Are the crowd all cheering the eye drops? Drop, 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 drop. But yeah, has anyone Way? It's not. I don't feel like Way has been like some kind of individual has overperformed massively as like hard carrying the team. It just feels like the team is really playing for each other a lot. All right, here we go. Fly high, Falcons. Run fast, Way. The race to hangs out begins. But it feels like all of a sudden we've seen like pop-off performances from Maka, pop-off performances from Pepe, Milgaru, Lisi Min. Obviously, Who Are You as well, but even Aid. Like literally every player on the team has had their moments. But I think a lot of the way, word trap. A lot of the style that Way play is based around, is reliant on good coordination and good timing and playing for each other. So I think there is like a greater than the sum of its parts type situation with Way. That would be like I guess the cliche saying that would go alongside it, but I think it's really true, you know? I don't think if you necessarily take a lot of these pieces and just put on a Falcons or a Crazy Raccoon roster, they do exactly as well. Did Preds run out of time? I think they sure did, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately they did. We've been waiting over half an hour. Yeah, maybe we're just going to have to start doing them later for Asia, because Just can't trust him. Yeah. Yeah, I know you delayed it as well. It's been almost an hour. Yeah, that's really hard to anticipate. Because I also don't know... I don't know what the trigger should be that when it's actually time to open the Preds either, right? But it's okay.
You wanna do some counting and shit?
We can do some counting.
28,
15,
27,
14,
26,
30.
25. Oh, the door's open?
Oh wait, no. I'm behind you. Hold on, wait. Let me
Okay.
go back to live.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
click
now the doors
live
are open.
button. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. The doors have been
Yep,
open for a long
yeah,
time.
control point unlocks in,
10,
yeah?
9,
Yeah,
8,
we're there, we're there.
7. We're synced? We're there.
We're
Okay,
synced.
that was getting dangerously close. Either way, nice little bans coming out on map 1. The anti-diva ban. Wait a minute. Way have banned Brig for themselves. What's that all about? So they're making it easier for Falcons to play Diva. Hazard ban comes out against Milgaru, but no. We've got point positioning early on for Team Falcons. Way setting up for a dive. Slam comes out from Milgaru in the back, but he's already incredibly low, and he just gets full beamed by Stalker. Who are you? Just good for it, though. Takes down Chio. Aid finds a kill into Stalker as well. So, somehow, some way, they have clutched it out, and they are going to have the first fight. Wait.
Yeah. We've entered the word trap period of the stream. But it does work out. They deal with Milgaru nice and easily in the end, actually, here. And I guess for Brig ban, sort of the idea is it makes it easier for your ball as well, but it's kind of double-edged sword, right? Also makes it easier for Hambit. Now Fielder and Chio actually stuck at the back of a map right now, separated from the point here, so they're trying to force point a little bit. But Fielder's just trapped in here. Disruptor shot goes out, and Fielder's just on the run. No escape though, no HP. Easy kill for Aid in the end, and now Wei can turn their attention back to point. Main source of healing gone. They're all reliant on Chio's. Hambit's going to get naded and forced back as well. And they're kind of just trapped here, Falcons. They're trying to force for point, but it won't go over. They find the Who Are You kill. Kind of out of nothing. Mac is going to throw the nano out now to try and seal the deal. Boot in onto Chio. He's going to get deleted with that one. Now dealing with the Echo, and they should be good for the cleanup here. But Stalker actually wants to copy out of this, but Aid's just going to try and give him a runaround. I think he's giving him a runaround, but they're losing people still, Wei. They're not out of it yet.
No, not out of it whatsoever. Wei have held onto the cap for all of this time. It feels like they are losing it piece by piece, but the stall is so good from Wei. They're hanging onto this cap for much longer than expected. Stalker's beam finally expires, and finally Falcons secure the cap. They had to invest a copy and all of that, but Wei, I mean, they're going to come back into it with everything but the nano boost just about. Lee Soo-min a little bit slow on the beat drop, but everything else really is just around the corner. Fielder resetting up to top as well. He wants that far back high ground positioning, but if Wei can sneak around the back, I don't know. Feels like it's not the best situation for Falcons. In fact, Chio, they're just going to go fast through the inside, and Chio's going to get taken down pre-fight again. Milgaru looking for a slam up onto the high ground. Stalker slept up in spawn. He was nanoed.
Oh, Who Are You's going to get the kill onto Fielder as well here, and Milgaru has been traded out of this, but player advantage now for Wei. They're marking Proper out of the game as well. Proper's going to have to recall. Just slowing it down. They're probably just going to move back over to point here. Falcons trying to stall it out as long as possible. They do have self-destruct on Hambin, actually, so they can keep this point alive for a pretty long time by time for their respawns. And Wei seems to be... They're dawdling a little bit here with turning the point.
Raid from Who Are You, but a beat in response from Chio to keep everybody healthy, or at least to keep Chio healthy. Counter beat now from Lee Soo-min, but it is a 4v5. Harbin does get the remake. We'll see the Falcons have made the swap over to Sombra. Tracer in all of this. Aid pulls the clock. Chio goes down yet again. He's being caught out so much here on Night Market. Sleep is so good from Fielder. That will take down Aid during the clock, but Fielder will go down. Who Are You is all over him. 3v3 situation right now. Stalker's incredibly low. Milgaru is on the point, taking an absolute beating from Harbin in response, but Harbin loses the suit. He has that perk to keep him healthy, but it should not be enough. Surely now Wei can close out this fight. Chio, one more time to Who Are You? Surely.
Pulse comes out, actually. It's going to go wide. Chio gets another touch. Proper is still around there. There's still another sleep comes out to Who Are You, and Proper will get that kill. Fielder has just been finding him all map long. Slam comes through as the point will finally go back in Wei's favour here, but they had to work so hard for that. And Mac has maybe had a bit of trouble with his wall climb here. He's really low on point. They're chasing that one down. He's going to die to Stalker. Disaster for Wei.
Absolute mess. No luck at all in the dogfight. And now they're retaking into an incredibly difficult scenario. We've got Stalker with the EMP for this final fight. Way so pressed to touch. Lee Soo-min is going to have to wall right in for all he's worth. Fortunately, Stalker is too busy hacking up health packs to actually hack Lee Soo-min off the point. Milgara coming in on the coast, goes for the slam, will be booped off the map by Chio. Absolute disaster scenario. And now Stalker, he's on the point. He's incredibly close to that EMP. Doesn't quite have it yet. He's in a little bit of a spot of bother, but it's not going to be enough. And Falcons are going to close out this round. Unless Hua, you can get a 1v5. I mean, he's always good for Chio in these situations. Every single fight, Chio, just a quickie, but it's not enough.
No, it all comes down to that final hold from Wayne. That really wasn't too much of a hold at all. Absolute disaster for him once they... I think it was like an 80% fight where they finally battled their way back on. Ugh, fucking word traps. But... then they lose it for free, and then it's just too difficult, really, here. Interesting to see that Milgari's doesn't feel bullied off the ball at any point yet. Even playing into the Ana, playing into the Sombra, and having a pretty hard time in a lot of these situations. Still just committing to that. Obviously, I think mainly his go-to swap would have been Hazard in these situations, but obviously, Falcons banned that out.
Good grief. Apparently Smash has been coaching up Garland not to TP like that. This is familiar knowledge. And yeah, you know, you TP like that, game is done. Enemy watching you, game is done. Aid's so good, but Aid also getting swept. Now we've got, Malga versus Ball. Malga incredibly strong here on control center. Milgara already being poked incredibly low. Huayu's had his deflect burned, and Harmon is trying to chase Milgara. You can see his gaming posture well and truly in full effect right now. And oh my days, I don't know how Way's going to find their opening here. I think it's so hard to play the ball on control center.
Yeah, they've got control of the white room right now, Falcons, and they're going to try and clear out this ball before moving. Hack comes through, catches him. I don't know if they can get the kill, but they certainly get a lot of damage on him here, and Milgara is having to be on the run. They trade that Sombra kill, and actually Huayu's coming and found 2 kills, so Huayu has found a way to get the opening out of this. Now they'll clear Hanman off point. They can start walking forward, and as they tiptoe out of point there, just an opportunity for Huayu to take some of these 1v1s or hit some of these combos.
Oh, good grief. I mean, look, first cap has gone the direction of Way.
It's so hard.
Yeah, it's so fucking hard. It's so fucking hard. But anyhow, Falcons, I feel as if point pressure is always going to be a big deal for them. As soon as Harmon gets the step with his little heart of gold when he gets it up, going to be so difficult for Way. They're going to need to rush in for the touch. That being said, Harmon doesn't have 2 hearts just yet. So until he's got that, until he can really start pressuring that cap, Way, they can just keep playing for the setup. Aid is playing wide, everyone playing wide and slow, poking a lot. Maybe now the 2 hearts are online, I'm not too sure. Maybe that's just 2 players. But who are you? Wide and slow is not going to work out for him as Fielder rips off his head early on. Aid has to dash onto the point to prevent the flip, and that's going to be a cleanup for Falcons. Late trade onto Chio. Apparently someone is always good for a kill on Chio, and they're not quite done with it just yet. Wait, they don't want to give up the cap for free. Hack comes out onto Milgaru. No support ultimates to keep them online though, so surely this is the end. Surely.
Taking a while there, Proper will get the clean-up, and that will be the flip going through at about the same time as well. Maka actually finds another kill out of all of this too. The Falcons, they didn't have to invest any ults in the grand scheme of things here, so they get it for free. They've got 5 ults coming into the next one here. Way, they have 2 ults of their own. Their support ults, which are probably their strongest, but it's not going to be a match for the 5-bank from Falcons.
A huge ult bank for Falcons and the point control to boot. Super difficult situation for Way to be in. Lots of counter ultimates for Falcons as well. You know, the orbital ray, the cage, the EMP, all great responses if Way try to aggress. Kitsune Rush comes up onto point for Way, but straight away Falcons are happy to just match that. EMP comes in deep and Lee Soo-min, he's caught by it. He can't counter beat. Marker goes down as well, and with no healers online for Way, almost no hope at all for them to clutch this one out. Stalker is just chasing down the Wrecking Ball, but who are you so consistently good for his one? Stalker, he's caught Milgara in the back though, and that means Milgara is going to die rather late. Mark is going to make the swap over to Ana now. He feels like he needs to try and counter out the Malga a little bit.
Yeah, I think if it was a reasonable swap, can put Hanban in a lot more difficult situations. The problem is, it's still going to leave him quite vulnerable. Milgara's actually got Winston as well. This one I'm a little bit less convinced about here. Into the cage, into the ray, into Malga on control center. I feel like it's going to be very difficult for Milgara in all of this. coming back. Vove will have DPS ult soon and that beat. And they do catch Stalker before the fight. Proper's going to pull the blade in response right now. Lee Min responds with the beat. Still trying to cut through Lee Min here. Proper's not done with him yet, but will be forced away. Cage Ray on point, though, is surely going to be too much. They're going to kill the Cage, actually, and really not the value you would expect out of Falcon's ultimates here. And now Ace has the high ground. Fielder's going to push him and take care of him. But who are you finding kills on the other side? Fielder's going to have to win another duel now. TP's back to Chio, just trying to keep themselves all pocketed up, and Stalker has respawned, gotten to the backline, and killed Macaron all this time.
Outrageous clutch from Fielder there, pushing the overclocking Sojin, taking down Aid, and living to tell the tale. Now Weyer just on full staggers. They need to keep touching the point. Milgaru back jumps. Lee Min has to throw himself onto the objective for the touch, which means that Stalker and Proper will easily clean up the kill. No ultimates even close for Way right now. Milgaru is taking a beating as well. Aid is good for his one, but Chio is good for his own. Marker has traded Fielder, but it's just not going to be enough, is it? It's a 2v3, and with easy positioning, Aid will fall, and Marker can't even get the touch. That's going to be a 2-0 for Team Falcons here on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, it starts to feel like a familiar story for Way, where it feels fairly spirited, and they're playing competitively in these maps, but they're never actually getting the maps, which is a fundamental problem here. Always going to be difficult once you reach this stage of Asia, and you just have to try and... Every game is going to be against one of Korea's big three here, but a comfortable one for Falcons there. Lijiang Tower, their map pick, they're able to probably get like the slight better of the ban situation as well, really. Feels like they have a lot of answers ready for Milgaru's ball.
Alright, I'm going to go back to reliving the glory days. I'll see you when the next map starts.
I'll see you there. Sorry, Jacob. I've actually just seen all your messages about the John Duran situation. Hi, Dalek man. 6 AM here in America. Morning String Theory. Yeah, I mean, Fielder did come... to be fair, that last fight, actually really ugly from Falcons, right? McKay should give a value. The Blade... I mean, Blade wasn't too bad because it traded for beat, right? But it didn't feel like... Thought the Ray and the Cage should just be the end of that fight, but somehow Way actually outplay a lot of that, but then Fielder just clutches anyway, right? What's the score? Yeah, 4-1. It's double elimination, though, so Zeta will play again tomorrow against the loser of this game. Obviously, that will be lives on the line for Zeta. Why is he calling Stagger? It's the end of a map! Do they use it for something else? Stagger this, Anna! She'll be late to spawn in map number 2. Yeah, 2 matches a day. Best of 7, double elim. Ooh. I have a theory that Fielder has been training Chio's life force, like in the critically acclaimed movie The Substance. This is the only possible explanation for Chio solving world hunger with his feeding. You know what? I don't know if this is a hot take. Has anyone else actually watched The Substance? I feel like it was a good movie for maybe 2/3 of the movie. Then the last third of the movie, like, ruined the rest of it for me. Actually, the last third was a mess. Yeah, I mean, it just got like really wacky and really like how do you call it, like gore horror almost, or not gore horror, but like almost like cheesy 80s, like over the topness. So yeah, I actually was really enjoying the movie. I didn't enjoy that last third of it though, which kind of took away from it for me as well. I think there's also like do you call it recency bias almost, or it's like the last bit of a film I enjoyed, or the last bit of a film I saw was the bit I enjoyed the least. So it makes me almost feel less of the rest of the film, even though in reality, when I think back to it, the first 2/3 of that film were really good. I was late to a friend's watch party and only got to see the last third. That's interesting, because my friends were watching it, and my mate Toby, I think it was, he fell asleep for the last third. I said to him, don't ever go back and watch the last third. Just let it end there. What you've actually done is you've got the perfect version of the movie.
To say come.
Thanks, Popple. Brian does like to say come. Welcome back. Thank you for the 9 months. I don't, Eris. Yeah, I think that's... it caught me off guard the last bit. I was not expecting it. What's it called? Was it called the supplement? I forget what it's called now. Someone literally said it like 5 seconds ago, but my brain is... the substance, sorry, the substance. Yeah, I mean, in reality, if you enjoy most of a film and you just don't like the ending, you still had like you still enjoyed the majority of the film, right? There was still more good than bad, but yeah. Not seen Speak No Evil though. What was the last film? Has anyone watched Anora? I watched Anora on Tuesday. I really enjoyed that film. Yeah, I enjoyed Anora quite a lot. I'd recommend that one. What about Mickey 17? I've not seen it. I want to, though. I know my fiance was keen to watch it as well. But yeah, I thought Anora was really good, actually. I feel like I've been pretty... Normally, like, by the time, I guess, like, Oscar season comes around, I've normally watched, like, a good few of the films that were sort of in and around contention. But I feel like this year I've actually been really off the pace with it. So, I only watched Anora the other day. Still haven't seen... still haven't seen The Brutalist either. I've not seen Jura 2, but it's on the list, right? That's the one with... is it Nicholas Hoult? And it's directed by... Oh, what's his... I know the one you mean. I know the one you mean. I saw the trailer for it and I thought it looked quite good, but I've not got around to watching it. Clint Eastwood, is it? The name came to me. Maybe I made that up. Or it's someone... Was it Clint Eastwood? I want to check I'm not spreading misinformation. Oh yeah, Clint Eastwood. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I thought the trailer looked really good, but I never got around to watching it. I've only seen Flow. I've not seen... Flow is also in the... like, on the list, but haven't watched yet. Honestly, more films are on the list than I've actually watched. I'm a huge hater of films this year. I've only watched Conclave. Yeah, Conclave is another one I've not watched. Actually, when so me and my fiance watched a film on Tuesday, and that was our 50-50. We had Anora or Conclave, and we went Anora's direction. So I'm sure Conclave will also, we'll get round to it. Oh, did she? Oh, really? I mean, she was really good in it. She was really good in it. Morning, Space. Morning, Agent. Watch party of films? I feel like I'm going to get DMCA'd if I try and watch the films. I feel like Twitch and YouTube are going to hate that. Did you watch The Substance while eating? No, we weren't eating. No. Don't normally eat when we watch films. Like, if you sit down to watch a film, like, maybe we'll have, like, some crisps, like a snack or something, but we won't have any actual food. We kind of knew to a degree what we were getting ourselves in for, so we sort of steered clear of it. Yeah, I think it came out last year, Smile. Not only watched it, it's the only one you've enjoyed. So check out Anora if you haven't already. I thought Anora was really good. Alright. I guess it's that time we have to speak about Overwatch again.
Oh, no. 23, 22.
It just
21.
works.
It just works sometimes.
All right. Bull. So Wei choose for map. They ban Bull, or they ban Lucio, which will make Falcon's life maybe a little bit harder. I don't know about this ban actually from Wei. I don't know if they just really want to protect the Ana potentially, but it's left for Bull ban open.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot more sense to protect Lee Min on the double flex, to be honest. I think you see this lineup versus Falcons, and it's just not like a great off-tank map across the board. I think if you have a choice between protecting Milgaru on Bull and protecting Lee Min on Kiri, I think it makes a lot more sense to protect Lee Min on Kiri, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess
Chia has to play a flex support as well.
Yeah, I guess it's true. I guess the only one you would do is if you could if you use like the Diva ban or something, right, to really put Hanbin in like an awkward situation hero pool wise. But it's also possible they want to save that Diva ban for a slightly different you know, like that's a really powerful ban if you're Wei. So you maybe want to save it for a different situation as well. Maybe like down the line something to enable Peppy or something in some of these like Sigma situations.
Oh yeah, reasonable. Also reasonable.
But yeah, to be fair, the map pick I think is good. This is the one where they beat Zeta Division on back in the Korea playoffs, and they had like Maka had like the game on Ana, was just on the flank every single fight. And if anything, the fact that Hanbin's rolled out on Winston here, I guess should raise a couple of eyebrows. I feel like it's reasonable enough into the comp, but it's also Hanbin on Winston, so there's always like, I don't know, anxiety-inducing pick.
I mean, why are we anxious about the harm Winston, given we saw him beat Crazy Raccoon playing it quite recently, you know? Like, he's just good for it.
I feel like it's always... I feel like the dive mirror is like... Nat's like... That's part of, you know, I'm sure he's played that one before, but when it's in like a slightly different version of the matchup, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe it will still play kind of... Yeah, I don't know. I'm more worried about this than if we were just on like a Gibraltar mirror or something.
Craig has informed me that not only is he finding codes for me, but the tickets are also sold out. And it's just a case of people moving around and leaving after the Crazy Raccoons at our matches.
Oh, okay. Does this mean even if Smashy, when Smashy can get you a flight ticket, but he can't get you a venue ticket?
I mean, apparently these venues tickets all sell out in like 30 seconds every single time they release them.
Really?
And this stadium is like significantly bigger than what the last stadium was. So it's like, I think it's like 500 seats or something is what Colin said. Are they ever going to get real chairs at the studio? No. If it ain't broke, why fix it? If you can sell shitty chairs to people, why sell good chairs? Yeah, like... If anything, they should do like a Ryanair tiered system where at the back, you just have to stand.
Yes. They did that when I used to work at the cinema. Our cinema didn't have it, but at like other branches or other like other chains.
You had standing seats for a cinema.
Well, no, not standing seats, but they had like VIP seats. So you could pay like double the ticket price to have a reclining chair.
Oh, right. I mean, I've heard of reclining like you know, like premium cinemas, like full on, but I didn't know that they, you know, mixed them, right? Class mixing.
Yeah.
Usually you stayed in your rich man's cinema, you know, rather than being like reclining right next to the paupers. Like,
well, yeah, because what you used to get is people would not buy the tickets, wait and see if anyone sits in them, and just a couple of minutes before the film starts, oh, no one's bothered to pay them. I'm just gonna move seat into the nice seats.
I don't mean to concern you, but Harmon has been anti-nated and not forced back from the choke because Milgara has not swung enough to actually poke him off the corner. Lee Min is on Kiri to cheer on Brig, and I feel like the Brig is borderline useless here, where it's going to be really hard for Cheer to ever actually mark the side because so many of the Kiri flanks are wide and open, which means that it's really difficult for Cheer to actually fight anything face-to-face in this matchup. Plus, he's forced to play Brig into Hazard, which is not a very good matchup.
Yeah, it puts him in a pretty difficult situation, because if he swaps over onto the Juno, it then becomes like a greater vulnerability, really, for his backline as well here, even if he gets more value individually. So in the end, he might just be left, maybe just hit the whip shots on the Hazard. But actually, Maka is up to his old tricks. He's flanking again. He's hit asleep. Looks like Falcons will be fine, but they had to concede a lot of space. And just as I say they're fine, Hanbin really isn't fine at all. Another nade catches onto Proper. This is just going to be more and more push here as Milgara gets another kill.
The Hanky is so good, and now Milk Gizzy is just on the push, keeps pressing forward, Falcons, they've made swaps now. Stalker over to the Sombra, but already we're looking at 45 meters and like no contest, particularly in sight. Manual hack onto Aid. He's in a lot of trouble, but he will get peeled. No Suzu. The Suzu missed him, I want to say, but Mac is good for it in the end. And now there's double support ultimate online for Wei. Fielder has the nano boost, but the rush comes up in main. Nano onto Handman. Not sure who he's zapping right now. Maka doesn't actually have that nano boost yet, but he's kited out through main. He's taking a bit of damage from the Harmdom Winston. Harmon's jump comes short though, and he's just wasting time. Maka trying as he might to stay alive. He hits the sleep, but it's all too late, Xavier. Where's that nano boost? Where's the aggress from Wei? Cart's been stolen in all of this too.
Well, yeah, Makara just ends up getting stuck in this one-on-one here while the rest of Wei are still trying to go forward. So it just felt like pulled in two different directions there. There was maybe actually an opportunity to turn and put more pressure onto Hamben in that situation with the tail end that Kitsune rush. Get that nano and keep going. We're going to see Milgari swap onto the Winston for the mirror here as well. So might make Stalker a little bit less directly impactful. Could always swap back onto the hit scan after this EMP. But one thing Falcons do have is plenty of ults to throw into this next one. They've got the EMP ready to go. They've got the Primal, nearly a Blade, nearly a Rally. Everything short of that Nano. Maka, on the other hand, going to have to rely a lot more on this Nano. He's got eyes on Who Are You right now. He's getting close to his Blade as well. So might be a Nano onto the Genji. Try and set up a later Blade coming through. Doesn't even need the Blade, though. They've just deleted Fielder and Proper out of that one. They're going to try and trade on point here if they can, Falcons, but they'll just take the reset and a clean one-and-done fight for Wei.
Pause out of respect. Thank you very much, WDG. Love to see it, really. Just, I was thinking, I need a break. I want to take a breather.
Getting all tuckered out from that almost 3 minutes of 3 minutes of Overwatch.
No, almost 3 uninterrupted minutes of a map. Like I need to get pause time for sure.
Yeah, I'm figuring some of the pauses might just be like, because isn't this a different place? Is it just the same place we did Korea, right? For regular season, or is this a different place?
I think it's the same place.
Yeah,
it's the same studio all the time now.
So I was going to sort of say, is there like some level of cope if it's like the first day of land type situation when there's always just ball pauses, etc. But if they've been using it all regular season, it feels a little bit hard to lean on that explanation. When will relegation be? It's going to be the 13th of April for EMEA and North America.
When does Face it end? Like, those two teams that qualify into relegation?
I don't know. I thought there's still maybe like a couple of weeks left. Maybe someone in chat knows. I've already been following Face it at all.
The hell is Squid Twin? Because I think I'm not going to be able to watch any of the relegation, right? Because I'm probably going to be in like Korea or China or something.
Of what would it be, 13th of April? Yeah, almost definitely, right? You'll definitely be there. And to be fair, I think it might only be like a one-day thing. Like they're just going to do it all in like a...
Really?
Because I think it's 3 matches, right? Because it's 4 teams, but it's a double elim bracket essentially. 2 teams qualify, and because they don't even need to do the grand finals, right? I don't know if they'll actually play it for seeding. Well, they don't even need to play it for seeding, really, right? Because one team goes through the upper bracket, one team goes through the lower bracket to qualify.
Yeah, true, actually. I think they should still have to play it for seeding, right? Like.
Yeah, I think but yeah, I think that means there's
is it just like it's just like you play an upper bracket game? Do you even you don't even need a grand final, right? Yeah, you're right, actually. Yeah, just win through upper bracket, instantly qual. So win 1 game, qual.
So I guess there'll be 4. Actually, if I miscounted, there'll be 4 games. There'll be the two upper bracket games first, then the upper bracket winners, and then the lower bracket losers and lower bracket. So 4 games per region. Yeah, because someone told me it was on April the 13th, but it could just be that entire weekend.
4 days, 4 weeks, 2 days.
Oh, we're back.
It's all on one day, yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So we're just gonna slam it in then.
5 games.
5 games? Fuck. Then we're gonna do EMEA, so I guess I'll just cover 10 games in a row then. Fine.
Have fun with that, mate.
You know what? I will.
I'm gonna be nose to the grindstone working at my boot camp. So I don't know, buddy. Like, you do you and I'll do me, okay?
Nose to the bar, I think.
I would never.
EMP round the corner from
Alright,
Stalker
Aiden.
straight onto Milgaru. Doesn't die though. Hambit's going to pop a primal. Milgaru's just trying to play a little bit on life support. Rally towards aid right now. Back jump and disruptor shot out, and he's kited out all of this aggression. That was a heavy investment for Falcons to find not a whole lot of kills at all. And now they're going to have to rely all on this nano blade. But who are you going already?
No. Who are you goes with the blade, finds both supports with one slash, but Proffer finds two with a dash just about, and somehow, some way, Falcons are going to be the ones coming out on top of this one. Milgaru was so incredibly close to that Primal Rage, goes down at 98%. Who are you still alive in the back, but Stalker is good to play his life, kite back a little bit, and that is going to be Falcons winning the fight. It seemed like Wei had it all, you know, the double kill with the blade early on, but just nothing to show for it after the fact. Nothing but Falcons in the kill feed at the end of the day, and now there's still the Nano Blade available for Proper. So very dangerous situation for Wei to be in now.
Fighting for cap here, Falcons here, looking for their nade opportunity, but Maka, he's on the flank again. He was doing this all the time against 8th Division on this map, but Falcons, they're all inside. They're going to drop a nano onto the sleeping Milgaru. He's going to get assassinated in there. Now the blade to finish the job. A single slice onto Who Are You will set up an easy kill for Chio. Just looking for more right now. Can't find all that much, but should be able to clean up these kills. Lee Sumin's good for 2 trades. That is the Anna Brig as well, and New Queen Street is a pretty big map, so a long walk back, even though they do get checkpoint, Falcons.
Yeah, long stroll for them. But look, Wei, Marcus nade has caught absolutely nothing. It splashes on Who I Use back midair. Who are you making the swap over to the Tracer as well? I don't really know how to feel about this one because Who are You is such a carrying machine on the Genji. And would you look at that? Who are You's instantly been pre-fighted by Stalker. So maybe get back over to the Genji, old man. You don't need to. We don't need to see any new tricks from you, buddy. Kitsune Rush comes out from Lee Soo-min up in main. Headshot from Lee Soo-min in all of this, but the trades are just going Falcons' way overwhelmingly. Nanoboost comes out onto Milgaru though. He's zapping inside the rush, but Milgaru, he needs healing. Milgaru has to back jump while Nano Harbin is just watching him out in the open, a little bit lost. But Proper again finds a kill on Who Are You. Grow up, old man. Just get back on Genji. There's no hope for you. And Wei, I mean, it felt like they were in control for so long here, but it's really slipping away. Who Are You back to Genji?
Back to Genji now, the Tracer experiment is over. You know, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but sometimes the old tricks are just for good tricks. Keep doing them. A classic never goes out of fashion. Stalker's going to swing this corner with an immediate kill, though, so even though they're back on the Genji, they're getting torn apart right now. Milgaru's low. Stalker sweeps in for another one, and domination with that overclock, and Team Falcon's about to put serious meters on the board now.
So strong for Falcons now. They've still got a huge ult bank to deal with. Wei, I mean, only the Primal Rage in the clock, whereas Falcons, I mean, Hanky's Primal can do it, right? He can just juggle aid off into the distance. Chia can counter out Milgaru's Primal with the rally. Fielder's going to have perks this late into the game as well. Plate of Suki, thank you very much for gifting your girlfriend. Welcome to the Parasocial Friends Club, Kiara. Cheers to that. Now, we've got Milgaru looking for his opportunity to pop the Primal Rage, but he really just can't find it. He's going to be poked out pre-fight and just going to back jump. Aid swinging on the flank with the clock, but there's just nobody to hit with it. No reason to pull the clock, and instead, Falcons, they're just going to back up.
Yeah, interesting, they just don't fancy taking the fight from their Falcons. Now they're going to jump back in, they're going to re-swing now, but 8 still has this long angle on them. They've lost control of the payload a little bit, but they kill Who Are You immediately with this Primal. Proper's going for more, trying to outplay the sleep. Still a little bit too early from Maka here. Milgaru's going to get slept in the meantime as well. Primal coming back, but they're just getting torn apart here, and Wei seems to really be on the ropes. This is going to be more meters on the board, and next one might just be for a full cap.
Even though this felt like a comp disadvantage for Falcons, they've managed to leverage it into a situation where now they're just full capping Wei. Really being dismantled at this point. Wei needs a touch. Milgaru over to the Malga, pinning in. Nanoblade comes out. Nano Clock in response. Aid B-hopping into the back line that he doesn't... Oh, maybe he does stand a chance. He and Marker together take down Stalker. Lee Soo-min good for a trade onto Proper as well. Stomp is... I don't know whether it's good or not, but it should be enough for Wei to survive here. It's a 3 versus 3. He tells me it's good, and there's going to be a back jump from Harmon. So Wei, they hold on, skin of their pearly whites type situation, but hell of an uphill battle. They don't even have checkpoint. There's only 2 minutes on the clock. Stalker, the only man with an ultimate for the side of Falcons, though.
Need to start chaining a few things together here, where they have a Kitsune rush for the next fight, but they have to push into this long corridor. You can see Fielder's line of sight right now, going to have multiple nade opportunities here. Really difficult for Mauga to close this distance. Nade comes into Milgaru as well, so Stalker's going to swing on that. Suzu and Stomp forced out of it, so Wei, while they have the ultimates, they can't seem to find a timing to move forward with them here. Stalker's lurking around this overclock as well, threatening to go back in, but happy to just make Milgaru's life hard as well. He knows Aid is on his left right now. Stalker both patient for it. Happy for Falcons to let the rest of his team just build up the rest of these ults here as well.
1 more second.
Now, Milgaru awfully low with this overclock. Kitsune rush to try and save his life right now, but Falcons have the Nano and Primal to keep going. Looking for Aid, finds Aid here. Stalker's been good with the overclocks all day. Gets a second kill here as well, and this should put Falcons in cruise control. Hampin's going to jump on top of that body shot. Proper will finish for damage. We're into the final minute right now, and Wei really struggling, but Mauga Swap hasn't helped him one bit.
Yeah, now I'm in Falcons. They have a hilariously large old bank to work with for this final fight. They can full cap the map here and now. Way they've got the Nano Blade, and Huayu's always good for it, but they're going to be glued to the objective. Already so much trouble for Milgaru, who is being pushed very aggressively. Nano Boost comes out onto Aid. He's looking for a kill onto Chira here. The Blade comes out from Huayu, but the counter Nano is good from Fielder, and it's going to be Huayu that falls. Sleep on the high ground onto Aid as well. He's anted. He's taken down by Fielder. Fielder well and truly doing it all right now, and it is looking like a full cap situation at this stage as Chira pops the rally, and it's Huayu on the venture to go for a desperate touch. He can't even get it done, and that is going to be Falcons full capping the map. 2-0 lead as they take the Queen Street, dismantling Wei.
Yeah, this is one where it feels like they got a lot of what they wanted Wei in terms of they get the map they want. Suddenly Hampin is on Winston. You should feel pretty good about that situation for the most part. But Falcons just have a response to everything. Stalker getting it done. Fielder has been class on Viana actually. Just everything to get them out of trouble. And even though we thought there might be a bit of a problem for how much value Chio could really find in bringing that type of matchup, actually felt like Falcons managed to find a way to play around a lot of the scary flanks that we normally see from Wei on that map. Normally we see Maka getting loads of value or Lee Su-min getting loads of value on that map. But there, don't really have any strong memories of Lee Su-min getting the flank kills or Maka landing a flank nade. If anything, a lot of Maka's flanks actually caused way more problems than solutions.
In comes Hollywood in the back. Little Sparkle stepping up to raise the spirits after they take a 2-0 lead. My God. When is Majed? Nobody knows, mate. Nobody knows. Oh, do you have the clip of the Majed? We had it in the podcast, right?
Yeah.
The clip of the Majed handshake. Do you have that somewhere? That's actually the best thing ever. I had to show my team, but I couldn't find it.
Hold on. Can I put it in the? Maybe I'll put it in the podcast notes.
Oh, it's so fucking funny, dude. I think Alpha just played it.
Like I was just because I was watching it because I think it was because it was last weekend, right? So maybe it was weekend before, but you weren't around, so I was just kind of like casually watching it, right? Nothing really happening, and then just I couldn't believe it as I saw it unfold in front of my eyes. Let's see, it is that work? I think that's it. That's what it was labelled under in the notes, so yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm going to grab a drink while all this goes on as we see what Wei choose to come up with next. Probably a Saravasa maybe, but see.
I think I have to do something managerial. Hang on.
Alright.
I haven't linked this clip there, so maybe I can boot this clip up while we wait.
Listen to audio only? Or check Unter's stream, I think he's going to play it. Maybe I'll bring up Unter's stream here for some classic 2-for-1 action.
Alright, if you want to see the best 3-2-1 fighting you've ever seen in your life, eyes on. Look at him. Look at him. Alright, 3, 2, 1, fighting. Beast. Absolute beast. Oh, fucking Ah, it's actually so awesome. He's just so clocked out. Sorry. Being a fake manager for a minute there. It looks like they capped first point and we're on ball. Did we win on ball? Did we ball this whole time? Can't remember. Oh, Shu just sleeps the Nano Echo, doesn't he? Matrix is good from Colin though. Rhino traded. Paddy slid into a wall and got hit by the bomb. Jesus. This is my goat. Still wonder how the season would have went if Super didn't retire. Oh, I mean, like, Super would have been, like, worse than Kaluge at, like... Worse than Kaluge at Diva. Maybe better at Winston. I don't even know if he would have been better at Winston, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe they would have been better with Super. Super was really good. Super was really, really good. But still.
I'm back. Was he deafened? Oh no, he's
I'm here.
He's just
Am I
quietly
muted?
watching. Now I can hear you.
Okay.
Just quietly watching the Glory Days. I remember when this was.
Yeah. I've just got to send something to Big U NIT.
I know the fella.
Yeah, he's your boss, isn't he?
He's my boss. Like him. Every time I say, can I do this? He just says yes. Can I do this? Yes. Any problems with this? Not at all. Carry on. Cheers. Oh, did I show you? Oh, wait, hold on. I think it's... Hold on, it's nearby. 2 seconds.
Are we on the next map yet?
I'm back.
No.
Let's get in. Look at this.
Just back again.
The Valentine's card I
Yeah,
got
what?
from SSG. No, it's the same one, but I haven't shown the card was downstairs the whole time, so I've not shown anyone the card. Little hand-drawn card.
Card?
Yeah! In my Valentine's care box. Little nice message to Mr. and Mrs. CommanderX.
Oh, who wrote
Signed-
it for you?
Signed
Who-
by the whole gang signed it. I don't know who wrote it.
What? Show
Yeah.
me the signatures. Show me.
Yeah, I got
show me
shot-
who wrote it. Show me who signed the card. Where's my... Where... You watching this? Where are our hand-signed cards? This guy's a bum. This guy don't do nothing.
What do you mean? I do everything. I'm the carry.
He just fucking streams. He would have been doing it anyway.
I'm the carry. That's why I get the hand-drawn cards, and you get... I mean, to be fair, you get flown out to Toro boot camp, so there's probably you know, like if I do the cost, I got the heartfelt gifts. You've got the money investment.
I mean, you're a paid co-streamer, buddy. Let's not talk about monetary investment.
You're a paid coach. Let's not talk about money.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm doing okay, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon you're doing just fine, buddy. Like, is that January ad money shit over yet? Like...
Yeah.
It's trending up?
We're back. Oh, yeah, I think we're definitely... we're not as back as we were. I think when I talk to people, I think Rack was saying it's like it just increases throughout the year type thing. Like December is like the... most valuable month.
I'm getting that main host today, and it's only at 7.7, so like nothing too exciting to be honest. But hopefully they're all asleep. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, you get all the NA viewers who fell asleep watching the games.
North America just has a hankering for a rerun. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what I was thinking actually, because I did the reruns last week where I basically just I did the Korea stream straight into Korea replays, and I was like, actually, it's maybe just good to do anyway, especially when both regions are on, because I think there's probably a fair number of people who will just actually come and watch the game again, because they missed the first game of the day, or they woke up a little bit late, or whatever it is, you know? All the NA viewers who are like waking up.
Is like, I'm not just rerunning like the Korea games though, like I recorded the whole thing, so like, would I be better off like rerunning only Korea games repeatedly while I sleep, or rerunning the whole VOD?
What do you mean? As in, like, all, like, the preamble and everything else? Or...
I mean, I've been live for 7 hours, 8 hours.
Oh,
right?
I see what you mean.
There's so many hours before the games start. It's like me rewatching the North American games before the Korea rerun starts.
Yeah, I don't think there's any harm, really. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'll just rerun that, and, you know, if people will watch whatever they want to watch for their little funny drops.
Yeah, because I think on the Sunday, obviously Korea was like outrageously short on the Monday, so I just sort of queued up the NA and EMEA games after it as well, you know? I guess you've also got like a much longer gap between, because we're just doing like waiting for the Asia playoffs to start again, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gilthorpe saying the only reason I watch live is because the rerun isn't guaranteed. If it was, I would. Yeah, I think I can't do it this weekend because I've got like my friends are over, so I've got plans every afternoon. But I think, especially when it runs into EMEA and North America, it's probably just like a quite nice, mutually beneficial thing. Oh.
Yeah, I thought it'd be more convenient if I just reran the games only, but at the same time, like, who cares? You know, I'm rerunning. Most of the people that are watching the reruns when the hosts have hit are just like
drop farmers.
They're just people that are drop farming and stuff. Yeah.
All right, Blizzard World.
Oh,
choice from Way. Yeah, choice from Way. Gonna be a Zarya ban with it as well. Which in theory, I thought like maybe would have been one of the ones they would use to try and enable Peppy in some of this, but no sign of Peppy. More Milgaru, more Bull. But I feel like it's a good Bull map, to be fair. I feel like the Anna Brig, the Ashe is going to feel pretty good on this map here for them.
Han Vincent is just completely unleashed at this point. They're just happy to play it literally everywhere, into anything. But that being said, the ball is fully unleashed now that there is no Wrecking Wheel ban in play. And it seems like Anna Brig Winston is just the flavor that Falcons want to go with no matter what. Lee Soo-min sticking it out on the Lucio rather than going for the double flex option. I think this is a little bit interesting. Stalker, spot a bother underneath, but the Han Vincent is good. Who are you? He's going to get counter jumped by Han. Oh, disaster. So wait, they're just going to completely fold in this first fight.
Yeah, trying to double down onto that Anna Brig backline, but they're able to peel each other, Hanbin with the counter jump, and Hui's going to make his way onto Tracer right now, and it just feels like, again, same things we were saying on New Queen Street, right? It just feels like you lose a certain percent, maybe a large percentage, of the Hui Yu kind of X factor when you take him off his best hero. Now we're going to keep trying to force this dive through. And it feels like they just have everything in check, you know, like Proper's marking this left-hand side, making Milgaru's approach very difficult. He's going to try and go from main instead, now go the other way. But they're going to rotate away. They clear out Who Are You from this flank. They chase Lee Soo-min away as well. Wei have got a bit of space now on point, and Milgaru can go in, try and threaten the slam at least, but he's down to 200 HP again. They're going to try and clear out Hanbin, but Proper's just got a kill on the flank while all of this is happening. And it's just, nothing's going in favour of Wei right now. Builder's going to be forced to nade himself to survive as they double down for that kill, but not even close to a trade on Wei. And this is just looking a very blunt attack so far.
Looking like a dominant performance here for Team Falcons as Wei just cannot find that opening, cannot make their way in. Lee Soo-min has made the swap over to Brigida now. 2 minutes on the Lucio, and now you swap Brig. That's how you build 0 ultimates in a first point attack, brother. It's a disaster. Who Are You making this swap over to the Tracer a fight ago, and he still doesn't have the Pulse Bomb as well. It's looking dire for Wei at this point. Even when they're on their comfort picks, even when they're on these strong heroes, the Han Binston, it's simply too much. The guy got his confidence. He got his one lick in versus Crazy Raccoon on Gibraltar, and now he is unstoppable. Lee Soo-min pushing inside with the Tracer, with the ball, forcing Falcons to posture back a little bit, but the Nano Boot comes out onto the Han Binston. Aid jumps top, immediately gets left up, but Milgaru finds the trade onto Fielder. That is huge. Cheer, he's got the rally. Obviously, there's no such luck for Lee Soo-min. Minefield comes out, but Stalker falls again. 1-for-1 trade situation. Pulse Bomb comes out from Who Are You, and it is golden to take down Cheer, but the trades are still favoring Falcons, and Harmon hasn't died. He has the Primal Rage to keep him alive if need be, and he doesn't need it.
They're just going to bubble to make sure Proper lives. They're hunting for this late kill onto Milgaru. He can get out for what it's worth, but Wei invested a lot of their ults there. Now they've got this overclock coming back as their only real tool. But Hanbin, he still has that primal, so I can imagine he's going to be all over Aid as he tries to jump in and get value out of this one. So Aid's going to have a real tall order asked of him in this situation. You can see Hanbin already keen to mark him. He's above him right now here. Nade comes out and misses him. Maybe a window for Aid to go here. Stalker's actually flanking with all of this. So Hanbin's going to play to trade backline instead. Aid has killed Proper. Dynamite onto Maka here. Aid's got the overclock. He's still quite far away. Can't get onto the high ground with that one. So he's just going to use it mainly as a zoning ult. But Hanbin, he's got the kill on Maka in the back during all of this. So Falcons are about to come back on Hanbin's timing here. Try and clean up this point.
Hammond's back in the mix. Proper's coming back with a Pulse. Stalker, he's made the move over to the Sombra as well. This nade is huge to buy time, but now Lee Soo-min's got the rally. The rally push will come soon. Aid slides up onto the high ground. Counter jump from Harmon is good though, so Aid, he's given his life away. Lee Soo-min, he eats a Pulse Bomb. It doesn't make a damn difference. He's dead regardless. The Han Binston is goddamn eternal as Wei. They secure 59.4% of the first point, but not a percent more. That is a disaster. Falcons, I mean, they haven't yet taken the lead 3-0, but it feels like that's just around the corner now. No way.
Just no way. Just feels a matter of time now. They've got all the ingredients. They just need one good fight, one good ult turn. Might even not need that, honestly, the way it's been going for them in some of these situations here. So, Wei really up against it here. Gonna need to be a miraculous fuller hold here. Real big problem.
Disaster scene. Disaster scene. Really, Abe constantly going for the aggro slides up onto top as well, but never found any value at all. Every time he goes up top, slept. Slept. Counter jump by Harmon. Dead, dead, dead. Even here in this final fight, Lee Soo-min had the rally. Could have just walked wide on point, been bailed out by a rally later on, but instead he slides to his doom. Lee Soo-min gets left out for dry. Disaster.
Yeah. See you out. Are you on your way now, Coleman? I should be. For when the series is going, I think I'll be free by the time you're here. So now, Anna, Brig, Winston, they're just going to take the mirror here, Wei. But I don't think, you know, Falcon's no longer scared of a Winston mirror. No longer an unattainable comp for them now. Hanbin is just getting the work done, really. And I feel like we've seen lots of good things from Milgaru throughout the course of this stage 1. But Winston has never really felt like the strength the little bits we've seen on him of it. Hanbin even going to try and threaten the ball for a second, but we're not going that far yet. Will be Diva actually maybe out of him here. We'll see if it's just for a Matrix onto his TP or if he's actually going to commit to it. No, back into spawn. Onto the Winston. We'll just take more or less the full mirror and a Sojin instead of an Ashe here. Seems reasonable enough on the attack here. And Wei. Alright, first 20 seconds, no problem as Falcons haven't left spawn, but might get a little bit trickier now.
Oh, 7TV emote just spawned. What is it? Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you very much, Angst Game. That is an instant addition to the war chest. Winston on a big mirror here. Milgar on the Winston versus Han Binston. And I mean, look, if Han Binston can take it to... Oh, forget about it. Insane nade from Marker. Instant cleanup. Fielder and Stalker both going to go down. Their rotation was not blocked. Han Bin simply not doing his job blocking the backline, apparently. But that's not going to stop Lee Soo-min from getting himself traded 5v3. Now we really need to push inside from Wei to clean up the rest of these kills. But another trade from Proper Grow Up. We don't need the handball. No, we don't. No, we don't.
That's a bridge too far. A bridge too far. Aid's going to come back.
Yeah?
Aid's going to come back on the Sojourn now as well, as Wei can't really hold close or hit him early as they're waiting on those respawns. Lee Soo-min does seem to be back in time. Aid should be there very shortly as well. Proper's looking just to try and take the Tracer battle on this side fight. The rest of Falcons have moved themselves towards point, want to start forcing that objective. Nade comes out from Maka. Sleep is good onto Hanbin, but backline is bubbled as well. I don't know how much damage they can actually get on Hanbin here. Down to half HP. Nano boost out now onto Milgaru. Looking for it. Fielder with the self-nade. Gets the Mega as well. Milgaru has the primal to keep going. He has another bubble as well. He's right back on it. Another good nade from Maka. Rally out instead, but Fielder, he's very low in here. Pax and Rally going to keep him alive. He's been juggled out. Milgaru's going to delete that backline. Chio's going to get slept on the way through. And all of a sudden, Chio might be able to get the trade, but it feels like Maka's just doing everything for Wei here on the defense. But Proper, more trades keep coming through. And again, these are high-value ones. Heroes with a slow walk back.
Or Stalker sliding from high ground to high ground. Not going to make a difference when Milgaru can catch him up top. Throws down the bubble as well to block healing. And suddenly it's looking a little bit holdable for Wei. They've only invested the nano boost in all of this. Chio traded out his rally. Is Aid really only 50% of his ultimate? Did he start on Ashe or something like that? He must have started on Ashe.
He did, yeah.
Something ain't right here. Either way, who are you? He's trying to poke out the Han Binston, but look at all these players from Falcons pressing through the side. The Tracer, the Brig, everyone is here. Proper getting worked early on, but the Nano Monkey comes into the backline and everyone is completely zoned. Looks like no ultimates have been invested though. A little bit of danger. You got to watch out for that. Oh no, maybe you don't have to watch out for Proper flanking. Now Stalker swings up in main, pulls the clock. Pulse Bomb comes out from Ryu, catches nothing, and then Stalker 180 and takes him down. Lee Soo-min pops the rally just to be taken down by a flying Stalker, and suddenly we're in a 5v3. Milgaru's slept up, he doesn't have Primal Rage, and Falcons are taking the lead 3-0.
Took him a few attempts and in the end, over 3 minutes for Falcons to capture first point, but they're good for it in the end here. Always was going to be an uphill battle for Wei in that situation. That's 3-0 now for Falcons, and Wei are really up against it, and I think some people have been asking already, but surely we're going to see Peppy at some point now.
Surely it's Peppy time. Surely. Let me get that new episode of Severance downloaded real quick.
I've not started season 2 yet. I'm waiting until it's all out, and then I'm going to get through it over the course of a couple of nights.
That's it. That seems exceptionally reasonable. Alright. Severance Season 2, Episode 9. Yep, here it is on my Apple TV. Oh god, only 500 megabyte versions of it are available on my Apple TV right now. That's ugly. I feel like 500 megabytes is not a 1080p release, to be perfectly honest.
How many, what is it? 10 episodes in the season, I think, right? So that's fully out next week.
This is episode 9 of 10, yeah.
That'll be good. Not scared.
This is so good. Good to know.
Yeah, not scared of spoilers. Yeah, no, I don't really. Like, I know my fiance's always a little bit more worried because I think she uses, like, Instagram and Twitter more than me, so she's, like, more likely to run into it. But I think I avoid them all for the most part.
Alright, well, I guess this 585 megabyte release on Apple TV is the best I can do at the moment.
Well, it'll still be like 720p at least, right?
It claims to be 1080p, just a lie, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it's
like a good 1080p release is like 4 gigs for an hour. You know? Like,
it's like I mean, it might technically be that resolution, but you're not gonna get the.
Look like poop, you know, like it's just. No way.
Oh yeah, it's definitely that big, and it'll be high definition as well, right? Well. Yeah. You'll definitely be able to see the people, yeah, you'll be able to tell when people are on
screen. If you look at that, it's actually already done. I guess that's the advantage of
that's it.
A 500 megabyte stream from Apple TV is it just appears. That's wonderful. That was really quick. You go to sleep. Good night, Smashy. Bye bye.
No, I've not seen the England squad, Archie.
Come on, England.
It's all about the compression, no idea says, yeah.
Why no stream it? Why download? Oh, well, you have to pay to stream it, don't you, Yanks game? 720p is all you need? Shut up. Shut up. Put it on a fucking 60-inch television and tell me that you only need 720p.
It's like a small TV self-report.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're watching it on your phone, you can download for free. Wait. Oh, you're a moron, X game. Like, you're a moron.
I couldn't imagine watching something like that on my phone. To be honest, I don't know what movie or TV show would be like. Maybe like a sitcom on your phone or whatever if you're just on a plane, but like something like
Could
that.
watch some Seinfeld or Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah,
You know? Like,
yeah, something where it's all just really about the dialogue more than anything anay. But
I watch any TV on my phone. The phone screen is big enough.
Really? No way.
60-inch TV is diabolical? What do you mean?
What do you mean
Difference
diabolical?
is perfect for when you want to watch something on your smart fridge. True, true.
I mean, depending on the size of your smart fridge, maybe I could get behind it.
I love my Samsung smart fridge for that reason. Keep telling yourself it's big, buddy. Yeah, I mean, 65 minimum? Dude, I live in a little apartment, bro. Like, the TV is so close to my face. Like, the living room is like, it's like my arm span to fill the room. Like.
The room's so big you can actually touch out and reach for TV at any point when you
I'm
watch
pretty
it.
sure it's 50. I'm pretty sure it's not even 60. I'm pretty sure it's 55.
San says he watched Avatar 2 on the flight back from Toronto in 2023, just as Jimmy Cameron intended. There's no way, like, watching Avatar on a plane, I feel like it's just criminal. It's outrageous that they even have the audacity to put it on the plane screens.
I actually watched the 70mm rip of Oppenheimer on my phone, zoomed in a little bit just for the laugh, you know.
You know, like Christopher Nolan is fucking. I know it's actually nuts about these things. When I worked at the cinema, it was when Interstellar came out, right? And obviously Interstellar, the big film, and there were some complaints about Interstellar. I can't hear what these bloody astronauts are saying because the rocket's going off. And Christopher Nolan was very angry about it. Was like, of course it's hard to hear what they're saying. A rocket is launching.
The rocket's going off.
But what Christopher Nolan was doing is what some cinemas were doing is they were turning down the volume because people were saying it was too loud. People were turning it down.
Turning down the rockets?
Christopher Nolan was very upset about this. So he was going basically cinema to cinema around the UK to like check it, you know, make sure no one had turned it down too much and turn it off. Yeah, like just make sure. He said, we don't mind if you turn it down a bit or something, right? Because especially in IMAX, it's very loud. But he was like, IMAX is how this film's intended to be watched. It can't go below a certain volume. So Christopher Nolan, so we got a call one day. It's like, just to let you know, Christopher Nolan's been to some cinemas nearby, so we might pop in or something just to check the volume on your IMAX. So make sure it's at the right level, or you'll get a bit of a ticket off from old Chrissy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I've actually, like, it's kind of crazy, but I've actually also got time for it as well, right? He made for film, fuck it. Turn it up. Yes, Chris?
I would actually love to get scolded. Oh,
I mean, I was excited. I thought, I'm going to beat Christopher Nolan. He might. Like, we never turned ours down anyway, so we weren't in trouble, but it's like, Christopher Nolan might come, and then he might be happy as well that we didn't turn it down. Like, a little bit of praise of Mr. Nolan.
Come on, mate. It's not a situation where he's proud of you for doing your job. You know, you shouldn't expect praise for doing the bare minimum.
Yeah, but I was hoping he was just, you know, to be fair, he never actually came to our cinema in the end anyway, so only some of the other
I mean, how would you know, right? Maybe he did come.
Undercover?
Because he didn't fuck with the volume. He didn't say he didn't do anything about the volume. You know? He just listened and he thought, yeah, that seems good to me, bye. He saw the rocket launch, he heard it, he couldn't hear a damn thing because it was too loud and he left.
Maybe he was in the cinema and he was shouting, that's really great actually, absolutely perfect, but I couldn't hear him over the noise of the rocket, so nobody noticed that he'd come into
also a completely reasonable option. Why is Han Binston pure aura? We cannot beat this motherfucker. And he also has proper soccer field cheer in a Winston on a brig, so it hits again better.
It helps.
what are the Way players wearing? Their official organization merchandise, I believe. Bravo, Nolan. Bravo.
Fans made it, I believe. A classic.
Did you know the black hole in Interstellar is scientifically accurate? Or like the way that Matthew McConaughey goes through it, goes over the event horizon and controls time by fiddling around with a... Yeah, that seems scientifically accurate.
There was something about, you know, when they have that big sort of wide shot of the, like, I don't know how to describe it, but you know, like the yellow beam with a ring around, that yellow ball of light with a ring around it. Apparently that was like a real, what have you got? A real simulation based on, like, I guess the data of the physics of how these things work, and it was the first time they'd done it.
The event horizon?
Yeah, and then like they actually, like, he made it for the film like it hadn't been done before, but actually it checked all the boxes, and then it like entered the scientific community as like, this is a viable theory. Yeah.
Into Tiny Flames is saying that they actually sent Matthew McConaughey through a black hole for that one, so there was no CGI involved. And to be fair, Nolan is famous for his use of practical effects, so it's just a classic Bravo Nolan situation. He actually sent Matthew McConaughey through the event horizon to communicate with his wife, to scream at Murph and put his head against the wall. And go, Murph!
All right, Matthew, nice easy one for you today, Matt. All we're gonna do, sit in the ship, right? Look serious, look tense. This is a very intimidating experience, and then we're just gonna send you straight through the black hole, right? So don't worry too much. Just experience it for yourself, you know, and just react organically.
Bravo Nolan, pure Kino. Not enough people say Kino nowadays, Jay. Like, I feel like it's really fallen out of fashion, you know? Like, what happened to the Nolan Kino? You can gift Unter? No, I can't. Just a reminder that if you're not gifting homosexual a sub right now, you are a homophobe, and that is a huge issue.
Oh, apparently Kip Thorne wrote a book on the science of Interstellar. He was one of the physicists who worked on it, so it's really the whole...
He sent Matthew McConaughey through the event horizon.
Yeah, he was what it was like. The easiest way to shoot in this scene is if we put Matt on the ship, send him right through.
Kino is how parents gamble at the pub. No, Kino. Bravo.
Saravasa.
Diva ban from Way.
Seems
Protecting
feasible
the
enough.
ball.
Yeah.
Bastion ban from Falcons.
I mean, we've seen A do it before, but I don't think it's for Hero to worry about. Surprised have they banned the Kiriko already? That seems like it would be more reasonable.
I feel like I haven't seen a Kiri ban yet, unless it came out on Blizzard World.
Oh no, Falcons used it on Blizzard World. Yeah, so
I did. Okay,
yeah.
Right, yeah.
And then they don't want to ban Viana because they want to use it themselves. Yeah. Oh wait, Pepe's in as well, actually. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Pepe reverse sweep angle where they put Pepe in and he starts aura checking on Sigma. You know.
Okay. So I mean, seems to be
they're down 0-3.
Yeah, they've certainly given Pepe a difficult job today.
I mean, he's always good for it, though. At the end of the day, like, there's no doubt in my mind or my heart that Pepe is going to win this Saravasa. Why Saravasa of all maps, too? This doesn't really feel like the Sigma Pepe. You know what I mean?
It's the only mode. Oh, no, wait, no. What was the other? Have we had a...
Why can't we not Monkey still?
Because they're expecting for Sigma. To be fair, it makes sense if you expect a Sigma.
True. Is Pepe just 2 steps ahead? He's trolling out on the Queen? It's a double bait. Yeah. This is like Seeker rolling out on the Farah versus the Ram on first fight of Esperanza, you know? 2 steps ahead. It's way too good.
Alright, Farah as well from Stalker here, so Falcons will have a lot of span, a lot of damage from range here, so even though Pepe can put either Winston off point and maybe force objective here, it's still going to be pretty difficult into that Sojourn, into that Farah here. So Hambit's going to try and clear the Genji initially. Stalker's going to take a bit of a ginger look up onto the top here. Then as Hambit actually gets caught on his exit jump there, I don't know if that was a knife or a slash, some kind of additional damage. And nice easy one for Way in the end, actually.
Excellent start here for the side of Wei. It appears Stalker's made the swap over to the Farah now. Hanbin instantly taking the mirror. Stalker says, forget the Farah, I'm going Sim. Chio's going... Everything in the kitchen sink, every hero has been swapped. It's just Queen Genji Sojin hard mirror. Falcons say, fuck it. Full mirror them straight away. Pepe's on Junker Queen. We can take that. We're good for that. And the problem here for Wei is that Falcons really are good for this.
Yes.
Hanbin, he's not too bad at the Junker Queen, just quietly. Team Falcons, generally speaking, not too bad at Genji, Sojin, Lucio, Kiri. Knife into Pepe, off rip, pulls him in, slashes him in the face. X23 Beast gives me 6 months of parasocial friendship. Welcome back. But Aid rips off Proper's scalp. So really good start for Wei. Pepe taking so much damage, though knifed yet again, but it's Hanbin that will fall. And this fight goes the way... I said it again.
Clean up here for Wei, and that'll be the first point going in their favor as well. Having to really use a lot of synonyms here as much as possible. But I thought it would look pretty good for Falcons. Obviously, you know, we talked about Wei maybe being 2 steps ahead, but maybe too far ahead for their own good getting this Junker Queen mirror. But we're good for it the first one. They're going to be going to point B next, which means Wei gets to set up at the choke already. They get to hold in his good corner, which is always nice for the Junker Queen as well. A slightly earlier Kitsune rush, a slightly earlier beat, and everything seems quite good for them right now. Falcon's going to have to maybe cop a disengage or something in here somewhere to try and make up some of the ult deficit.
Look, I mean, Falcons are good for a disengage typically, but they might just be able to clash head-to-head. Looks like the Kitsune Rush comes out very early from Fielder. Marker matches. Aid pulls the clock as well. No kills as of yet, but the beat comes through, and the swing from Falcons is deadly. Who Are You pulls the blade. He's juicing all over Hanbin, but he can't find the kill. The Suzuki is good. So Wei, they've just invested 3-4 ultimates into this exchange. Pepe comes in with the Rampage. He takes down Stalker. Hanbin is very low. Proper goes down as well to Who Are You, and somehow, some way, even with the player advantage, Falcons aren't able to close it out. Wei, they instead take this first cap. Not quite done yet, though, as Pepe's been traded. Maybe Hanbin can clutch. He has his own Rampage now.
Falcons, they had slower ults partly due to the swap, so they're coming back, but Aid's good for another pick, and that might actually just do enough to force Falcons to take a back step here. Hanbin is still trying to live. He has to shout defensively there, though, so even though they have the ults now, Falcons, they are on the back foot. And the Doomfist swap, I don't know if he was expecting more of a dogfight, so wanted to come back quickly. But now, though, he's behind Falcons, and they're just going to walk forward here onto point. Who Are You's been forced to deflect. Maka's already dead. Who Are You actually gets the kill out of that one there onto Proper. Pepe is now on point, has the big punch. Stun onto Hanbin, but Hanbin has the damage to finish him off. Stalker's going to pop the overclock as well. Chio in a spot of... Fielder in a spot of bother, but manages to get out of that one. And Falcons get a pretty cheap retake, all things considered.
Pepe with the lukewarm fist. It appears he's sticking it out, though. Does not want to take the Junker Queen mirror versus Hanbin, instead opting to take the Pepe fist for all of the marbles. This is not an elimination game, is it? This will just put them in lowers and then...
Yeah, just lower bracket.
Or is this limit? Yeah, just put them in lowers. But the winner of this game doesn't auto-qual, right?
No, they still need to win. The winner of this plays Crazy Raccoon, and then the winner of that qualifies.
I see. Just a long bracket. They know how to give you many games in Korea. Lee Soo-min, wide swing, 80% on the beat, just gets himself railed and dead for nothing. And Falcons, they don't even have to use an ult to win this one. Deeper pushes, Aid goes down as well. It's 65% and counting. Aid is on a different respawn wave to Lee Soo-min. And Falcons, I mean, they're keeping the pressure up. No beat available yet for Lee Soo-min. No Meteor Strike for Pepe. It's so difficult already. Who Are You gets staggered as well.
There's just going to be no point. There's just no fight. Yeah. Pepe's going to try and go forward. He can get the touch if he really wants, but it's going to be so difficult. He's getting marked out as well. They trade Proper on the flank for what it's worth. The point's gone through, so Falcons are going to tie it all up. They're just going to shout and run towards the next point as well. No interest in taking this fight anywhere other than the objective here. And we'll just get a full reset here. I can't see where we're going next exactly. It looks like maybe we're going over to point D. Oh no, point E actually.
Just a mess. Just an absolute mess for Wei there. 0 fight challenge after losing that first cap. Pepe finding no value on the Doomfist whatsoever. Maybe this is their time, though. Maybe he starts to scale with perks. Maybe he's passively built his minor perk on account of the fact that he got it before. No, he still doesn't have his minor perk. Unbelievable. All right, 5 ultimates online for Wei. As good a chance as any. The counter boot from Chiro immediately shuts down Pepe's slam. Point touch coming through from Wei right now. Mirrored Kitsune rushes on the objective as Aid also pulls the clock. Hanba with the backstep. Marco needs to be very conservative with that Suzu though, because he needs to counter out Hanban's Rampage. Big comes through. B-hop back from Aid. He doesn't even get the beat. Huayu pulls the blade in the mix. Falcons have used double DPS ultimate, but it is Marco taking down Proper. Huayu going down, so both blading Genjis will fall. Wei, they're a player down now. No more ultimates to throw into this one for either side, but it looks like Falcons are going to win this scrap in the end. Expensive first fight. Early flip went the way of Wei, but Peppy, he's made the swap over to the Orisa, and it's a 41% cap for Wei before Falcons get the flip.
Yeah, actually, I mean, Wei did use 5 ults, so it still doesn't feel like the best in a sort of cost-benefit analysis, but they're now on the Orisa. Should be a good matchup here into the Junker Queen. And they have 41% to work with. And the ults have just been fully reset for both teams here. So it'll just be a full neutral coming into this next fight here. Trying to get a little javelin actually onto Chio. He goes low, but they don't convert the kill. But this does allow Wei to start approaching the point, start walking up. Knife in onto Peppy, forces out the spin. And oh, he's just going to get picked afterwards as well. So it's just when we were thinking it might start to swing back in Wei's favor. It just falls apart there.
Look, there is no swing for Wei at this point. It is just Falcons all the way at this stage. 65% and counting. Wei, they've got one more chance here for this third flashpoint of the map. Falcons actually don't have any ultimates right now, but feel this Kitsune rush is just around the corner. By the time Wei swing through this choke field, he is going to have it. TP comes out from Marker. You can see he's on the tier 3 perk right now, so he gets 2 swift steps. Not just 1 hot dog, but 2. Still though, Wei need to get the point touch, and it's already looking a little bit dicey as Huayu goes down. Lee Shumin rushes out of the objective, but it doesn't matter, mate. It's a 5v3. Pack your bags. It is not looking good at all for Wei. Suzu out onto Peppy, but I mean, can we get a couple of kills in the neutral? No, it's just going to be a 5v2, 5v1. Dead Peppy. 2-1 lead for Falcons. 3-0 up in the series right now. This is set point, Xavier.
Set point here for Falcons, and they'll set themselves up for that match against Crazy Raccoon tomorrow to qualify for China. Everything seems to be leaning that way. Wei are going to need a miraculous turnaround from this situation. They're coming back with a Kitsune Rush, a Terror Surge. The Falcons just a little bit closer to so many of these ults. Double support ult already, Blade and Overclock to layer in the top as well. And honestly, the beat might be the big difference maker here. Lee Min, 30%. It might be a long way in this fight. Looking for their start. Falcons already have control of point though. Overclock ready to go very shortly for Stalker, but it's Wei who... The onus is on them. Falcons have control of a point. They're going to walk forward now. Overclock comes out from Stalker. Dink onto Maka, or body shot onto Maka, forcing back. Kitsune rushes will be traded. Stalker's going to keep just layering in damage right now. Peppy has marked most of it. He now has the Terror Surge. Now the beat comes through from Chio. They try and repush. Lee Min has got the beat, but Peppy dies in the Terror Surge here. 8 still has the Overclock going. Good headshot onto Hanbin, actually. Takes him awfully low. Suzu out now from Fielder as they try and walk in. The Falcons, they still have 2 more ultimates if they need it, but they know they have tank advantage, so they're going to try and do it for cheap. Again, Wei do get the first flip. A trade onto Fielder, actually. Still get 29% out of a lost fight here, Wei, but Falcons hold on to 2 of their key ultimates.
Feels like history is starting to repeat itself as Wei invest 4-5 ultimates into a first fight, get the initial flip, but do not actually win the fight. And now Falcons are coming into these next 2 fights, maybe even 1 fight, depending on the pacing, with Rampage and Blade. Because Wei invested so heavily, all they have is Huayu's Blade around the corner, but an absolutely colossal ask of him right now. We need picks in the neutral. We need the best Blade Huayu has ever pulled out of the hat. Blade comes out from Proper early on in the piece, and it's going to be Lee Min going down. Market TP's away to safety, but already we're at 60% Sav. It's last fight territory at this stage. Proper is incredibly low. Maybe Huayu can find the kill, but he still doesn't have that Blade to keep himself healthy. Peppy's incredibly low. In fact, Peppy is dead. TP on from Marker is despair, and this is just the end of days. It's only Lee Min that can secure the touch at this point. Where is he?
They're trying to find him right now. He's hiding on the left-hand side. Proper and Chio having a look. Chio, he peeks just as they peek him. He's going to have to go the long way around, but I don't know if he's got time. Peppy's coming back on Doomfist to try and make it work. Doesn't quite have the cooldown, though. Lee Min had to go the long way around. Can't get it either. And just like that, it's all over for Wei. They're going to go into the lower bracket against 8th Division tomorrow. But a lot of problems. And maybe most worrying at all is just how Wei seem to underperform on their good maps, on their good comps, and they didn't manage to get a situation where they could get Peppy onto the Sigma at any point either.
Yeah, no Sigma whatsoever for Peppy. No Winston bans coming out. The target ban of a Winston against Harmon, a classic situation, really. But yeah, no, we never saw that.
It's also just bizarre, right, that they actually won the first point in the Junker Queen mirror and then just swapped onto Doom for the rest of the series.
Yes.
Yeah, like, I know it also feels like a hot take to mirror Hanbin on the Junker Queen as well, but if it's literally working, then it's working, you know?
Yeah. Oh, Sticky Stalker here. Player of the match. It's a Majed gap. Everyone knows this. People have been talking about it. Everyone knows it. You reckon a higher quality version of Severance has spawned in yet?
Could be.
Oh, I am taking the piss with the host today, dude. I'm already tired. Like, we are actually like Craig hasn't given me any codes either. It might actually just be like a speed run to reruns. Actually, looking at 0% viewer retention on this host.
I mean, to be fair, when I was in it last week, because I was like, I'm gonna come back and stream like another 5 or 6 hours, I was very much just like, you know what? It's break time now, you know? Put the reruns on, catch up any of the action you missed. I'll see you for EMEA.
I mean, I'm literally gonna have to like double dinger reruns, you know? Like it's gonna that whole 8-hour VOD is gonna rerun twice before I stream it. No spoilers, but Lumen might be up to some bad things. What are you, an empath or something? How did you figure that out? How did you figure that out? Like hard end of season spoilers right there. Lumen, a little bit sinister. Like I'm getting bad vibes from Lumen. You know what I mean?
Season 2, episode 9. You know what? I'm starting to just feel like something's a little bit off about this company.
Is anybody starting to feel like Lumen is
I'm posting on the Severance Reddit right now.
Yes. The Reddit is Severance Apple TV Plus, if you even care.
Is anyone starting to get, I don't know, just some
okay,
kind of bad
Irving
vibes.
might be gay is just a ridiculous take. If we could stop gay investigating the characters, please. Like, let's stop projecting here. There's literally there is no indication
Where's
whatsoever.
the tangible evidence? I want tangible evidence.
Let's not be ridiculous here, right? Like, that is fucking nonsense.
Could we just watch the show without having to jump to conclusions every 5 minutes?
Yeah. Genuinely, like, do we have to insert a gay narrative into anything? There's no evidence whatsoever that Irving is gay in Severance. Like, be for real.
Thank you, Zaito, for the 7 months prime.
When Irving starts passionately kissing Christopher Walken, like, that was not an indication that he was gay. Hello, Technodan. Alright, Stalker post-match.
Have you seen these jackets, by the way?
Oh, leather OWCS jackets? What is that?
Right?
That decimates the Saudi jacket. So much more leather. What the fuck? Where can I get one of those?
Wait, where can you get those? They're available for pre-order right now.
I'm messaging Craig, please, as payment.
I'll get us one as well, will you?
Stage. Please set aside. What side are you?
Size and medium, please. XL? Oh, come on, mate. Medium.
Leather jackets. Xavier and myself. He's pre-apologizing before I've even written it.
He's watching
he says, yeah, I'm sorry, all the codes are used. He's replying about the codes before. The codes are all used. They can't produce any more microtransactions.
But jackets, hopefully, they've got a good supply of.
And I'm trying to get those leather jackets for you. Try hard, Craig. This is incredible.
Look at my arms, Craig. I'm currently sleeveless. My arms are so cold. I need them to be leather clad.
What do you think I wear, large or XL? Kellen says didn't
large.
ask. Shut the fuck up, Minjay. You reckon large? Xavier is M. I am L/XL.
Do you not know your own size?
It depends on whether I'm eating or not. I'm a large at the moment, but I become an XL after like I'm like a couple of McDonald's
for a medium.
I'm a large right now, but I know like if I go to the gym for a couple of months and I don't starve myself, I will be an XL again. Like, might be Asian sizing, so get a size up maybe. Oh, that's so real.
Oh, wait,
Actually,
yeah.
upsize both.
Yeah. Any other games today? No other games today. I'm also not going to be doing reruns. I need to go. I mean, to be fair, we've actually finished quite promptly.
You know who is doing reruns though?
Oh,
Your one-stop shop for reruns. Where I can analyze the same games that Xavier analyzed the day prior.
An infinite string of
Click the stop
content.
recording button. Stop recording. I make a folder for that recording. See if the recording even worked, I guess.
It'd be actually brutal if there's no audio or something.
A 53 gig recording. Surely we're good for it, right?
That seems about right.
Yeah, it looks right to me. Make a unique folder for it. Just call this folder rerun in all caps. 53 gigs in the rerun folder. Properties. Alright, I'll boot that up. If I go... Oh! Thank you very much, Angst Game, for a tier 1 gift to homosexual. Finally, we're beating homophobia in this stream. Welcome to the Parasocial Friends Club. Thank you very much. So, loop all or loop 1? What's the difference?
Loop one. Loop one will just loop a single file. Loop all, I guess, will loop the entire playlist.
It's a playlist of one, so I guess it's the same.
Same difference, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's one for you.
Now,
Juby's just said Flora on Discord from Google Translate. So you know, he says Flora says it's not over yet. So I'm Youngwoo, the horse who runs forward without looking back. Will run without looking back. He must. That's just it. Then Juby says he must be watching Cheltenham.
Me off, bro.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Now let's go back to reliving the glory days. Let's see if I ever get that OWCS host, and we'll take it from there.
Did I tell you what happened the first day Craig tried to do it? Is I still had Overwatch Esports banned from the last raid from the EMEA broadcast. So Craig was messaging me like, "We can't raid. It says we're banned." And I was like, "Oh, let me fix that for you."
Oh, Anzi on the Widowmaker. Can't lose the Anzi Widow maps. Can I ban them here too, right before the raid? I would really prefer if you didn't, Juvie. It's like a really not good for my income, you know? Like,
really also just
can homosexual get a jacket? I mean, it would check out that homosexual was walking around in a big shiny leather jacket, to be fair, but...
Yeah, I feel like with a Flora thing, it might be less of a horse that never looks back and maybe more of a horse into glue situation. I mean, to be fair, they might be fine tomorrow.
Classic glue horse.
Yeah. I think they'll be fine tomorrow versus Way. I think Way of, you know, the flames burning out, I think, for them.
That's GIMP roleplay of China? Well, I'm told by OC that sexual expression is actually really free in China, so maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Speaking of China, what are the most interesting teams in Chinese qualifiers? No
Hello,
idea.
Chanel.
I'm gonna
let them. Of China,
I'm gonna let them filter themselves down from like 550 to like 8 teams, and then I'll lock in. I think.
Did you find any restaurants for me, Janelle, or what's the good word? Why can I still hear the main broadcast? Why haven't I closed this yet?
It's just showing
Is there
us
anything more coming?
Empty arena. I don't think so. No.
Yeah, let's click the close button on that, mate.
Just getting some stylish shots of the empty arena.
Oh, I love watching the Gladiators win in 2022 before the mid-season madness was over. Truly the best team of all time that never fell off.
The perfect year, as long as you don't believe in any months after July.
I mean, it was literally the perfect roster until Arns and Paddy both quit, you know? Like,
there's nothing...
so good for... like a Genji Sojin meta where we had a Genji guy and a Sojin guy. Like, Paddy just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. Couldn't tough it out.
It's something I remember at the time, just thinking it was so funny that you talk about, you know, players booming, rosters falling apart, difficult situations. It's like, these guys literally won everything. They couldn't stop winning. And that was somehow still too much adversity for a couple of the players of like, you know.
I remember going to Arns'
I don't know if I
hotel
can
room.
hang with this much longer.
It's like I was with Arns in Hawaii. How is Chris's ex-wife? Well, she is his ex-wife, and that's all we need to know. But I remember going to Arns' hotel room in Hawaii, and it's like, I think we just lost the upper bracket game to Shock or something. I feel like we came through the lower bracket. I think we beat Atlanta through the lower bracket because we lost to Shock on a map 5. But I remember like after we lost to Shock on that map 5, I remember going to Arnsie's hotel room and Arnsie saying to me, like, if we win grand finals, I don't care. I am leaving no matter what. And it's like, well, I don't really know what to do with this information, to be honest. It's like you're pre-fire deciding this. Like you just can't do it. Like we're literally winning, you know? Like we're literally winning. Like, we're gonna win this fucking tournament. And you're just sitting here saying to me, like, I'm such a little diva that like I literally can't handle the concept of just winning nonstop. I'm leaving. And then Paddy was the same, unspoken. Like as soon as Queen Meta started, half a scrim in, I'm out. Yeah, goodbye.
This is too much. This is too much now. There's no way back from this.
Yeah. I can't do this again. Like just fucking insane. Just
talk about weathering a storm. They couldn't weather the storm, but the storm was in fact the lightest of breezes on a mild day.
Just nothing but wins. Nothing but wins. And still, no matter what, you know? Oh, Overwatch Esports with 6,041 viewers. Thank you very much for the host. I'm your host. The Overwatch Esports wants to collaborate.
Same.
Why does Overwatch Esports want to +1 me? Do I accept the knock?
What should we accept? Why not?
What do I have to lose? Like, didn't they just go offline? I'll accept the knock, you know. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. I'll see what Overwatch Esports has to say. You know what? You can take it. Yeah, thanks, Overwatch Esports. Appreciate that. I'm your host, the washed-up coach of the Los Angeles Gladiators. Now the best I can do is come second in North America with SSG, losing to teams that we're expected to beat. But it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Thanks for Craig. Thanks to Craig for giving us that host for the 6,041 viewers. If you want your OWCS drops, this is a place to be, I suppose. But I'm reliving the last time that my team did anything good, which is 2022, winning Mid-Season Madness. Thanks for welcoming everyone. Chat, make everyone feel super welcome using that one emote of Chris. But yeah, cheers.
You mean the one with Chris doing a wave?
Yeah, just Chris when his heart was going out to the crowd.
All right, I'm gonna leave you then. I've got to announce the Pick'ems winners as well, but I'll leave you to it, and then I'll send my viewers on to you as well. So I'll let you crack on.
Lovely. All right, well I'll finish reliving the glory days, and then I'll rerun today's Korea matches and my NA analysis, and get some shut eye as well. But yeah, we'll keep reliving the glory days for a while. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time tomorrow, same quality games, maybe even better quality games if we're lucky.
Hoping for a bit better. Crazy Raccoon v Falcons, always good for it, right?
I mean, look, I have my doubts, but we'll see. See you tomorrow.
Ever the optimist. Go back to your glory mods, mate.
See you, mate.
All right, so bit of a special announcement. Obviously, we've been doing pick'ems this entire stage. North America and EMEA has finished, so we can reveal our winners. Let me see if I can get this up. So we did technically, I showed this on stream. I showed this on stream on EMEA when I was doing it with Psycho. But here's confirmation of our winners. We actually had a tied second place. Let me zoom out a bit so you can kind of need my head to be less in the way. If I can manage such a thing. Where can I go? Can I go here? All right, there we go. I found a spot for me. So, unbelievable, actually. It's tied for second place, Drewski and DDPIOP. Aegis coming in first place. I think that was by a single point, if I'm not mistaken, as well, Juby. I think as well. When you think back across the EMEA regular season, think back to some of the games we saw, some of the upsets we saw. How on earth have you predicted this even remotely accurately? I know I certainly didn't. So real hats off to Aegis and all of that, honestly, for actually doing so well in what is an outrageously difficult region to get it right. So congratulations to Aegis. Should be very happy with that. We'll get the prizes. We'll do our reveal of North America as well. We're literally doing it right now. Let me scroll to the graphic. And then we'll scroll through the overall list of North America as well, because we see where everyone is, see where I did. Because one thing I can see at the moment from this North American graphic is I didn't make the top 3. Which is maybe no surprise here. Here we go. Oh, I'm still somehow slightly in the way. Sorry, Arthur. But there we go. We actually had an equally tight race in North America. Musket gets joint second. Arthur and Milan joint first place here. So yeah, well played to Arthur and Milan. I feel like North America was there was a lot more straightforward predictions, right? In terms of lots of one-sided games, especially in week 2 and 3 that you could get right. But there were some key swing games, like some of the SSG wins, some of the Nightmare wins. I think especially the playoffs, actually, considering how tight this North America was, we can take a look at the full spreadsheet. But you consider how tight that North America was. If anyone managed to predict the Nightmare run back on the final day, actually insane, right? We can take a look at let's go to the NA leaderboard here. So we can see, if we look total scores, they're actually on 69-69. Nice work, everyone. A classic 69-69 situation between Arthur and Milan. And you know what they say about 69? Everybody wins. Everybody wins in a 69 situation. And Milan and Arthur very much winning in this situation as well. All right. Should I find... I'm now in the way in a different way. Yeah, I know. My head is literally too big and constantly in the way here. So, top 10 locked in here. I think if I can actually just... I'm going to hide these for a second just so we can see scores next to names. You're here, Arthur. Congratulations there. Arthur and Milan at the top. Oren actually getting 4th place. Really not far off a prize placing there at all, Oren. Juby actually in 5th. Seemingly knows more about North America than Korea. Probably too many predictions in favour of games that Bernard didn't win. Drewski, Truckmaster, Koala, Cartoon Blaze, and Luigi secure our top 10. I'm 19th, which isn't too bad, right? 19th is not too bad. Worth noting, if you look at the scores, EMEA's top score was 57. That was Aegis. So there's like, the scoring is higher in North America, which I think region felt a lot more predictable on the whole. I'm here at 61, so not like 2 points off the top 10. Not too disappointed with that showing. You've not won anything before? There you go. Locked in for this one. All right, we'll do a little scroll of everyone's scores here. Lots of pretty reasonable, respectable scores. Obviously, at a certain point, we'll sort of get to people who maybe didn't complete every week. We can take a look at our top 100 or so. Oh yeah, Captain Prashy down here low. I think we're probably getting to the territory of people who only filled in, who didn't like complete every week. But all right, pretty respectable scores. If we take down some of a breakdown, maybe what I'm most interested in. Let me, can I just, where am I going? View, freeze, 2 columns. That's what I want. I just want to look at playoffs, right? Oh. Fuck. Arthur. Arthur actually with a 0-point day 4. Otherwise, it would have been a clean sweep for first. Other than that, actually scores very close, right? So actually, Arthur was in the lead, but actually Milan and Musket closed the gap with their playoff predictions here. You can see, actually, if you look at this day 4 predictions, there's a lot of zeros in here, right? A lot of zeros in here. Yeah, day 4, I think, was a really tough day for a lot of them. A lot of people struggled on that one. Yeah, did anyone get more than 3 points on day 4? 1 point. 4 points for Terra Platypus, actually. Yeah, no one got only 4 points. I guess it was a maximum 6, right? So actually... Because I think how many people would have predicted Nightmare to win the entire thing, right? Maybe only Terra Platypus. only Terra Platypus was the nightmare believer in the whole thing, maybe. You know? Literally one person believed in Nightmare and Terra Platypus. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to close the gap. But alright. Obviously, we're still doing pick'ems for Asia/Korea. We've sort of combined the two. So there's more prizes to give away for that. We'll have the results of those on Sunday because, of course, we've got 2 more days of action to try and predict correctly. I think I did quite well today, right? Got both winners correct and got the scoreline of Crazy Raccoon Zeta correct here. Only one map off the other one as well. I predicted a 4-1, not a 4-0. So, all right. I think that's everything tied up. I've got to go get everything ready for my friends coming round. Got to get dinner on. Got to make sure the house is clean. Will I be streaming? Not the open qualifiers. I'll come in either next weekend or the week after when there's we've got like a smaller pool of teams. 1 p.m? Yeah, prepare for dinner. Yeah. So the plan is we're going to do roasted peri-peri chicken, mac and cheese, and coleslaw for dinner. Garlic bread as well, maybe, right? Because who doesn't like garlic bread? So that's the plan for dinner. To be honest, I don't need to prep it that much, really. Because the mac and cheese, it will take like a bit of time to cook. But just want to get it out of the way so it's like everything's ready to go. So it's just pop it in the oven by the time the guys are here. What's your address again? Let me just write that down for you. First and second in Asia both had perfect days. Oh, piss off, did they? How do they know? It's actually going to be a dogfight, isn't it, in the Asia pick'ems? But yeah, so excited for that dinner. Then we're going suit shopping tomorrow. So that'll be fun. Ooh. So let me go make sure everything's ready. Get that on. I'll send you guys over to Unter, who will be looking at a few of the Gladiators VODs from back in the day and then reruns for any of the Korea action you missed. I'll get the VOD up onto my YouTube as well if you missed any of it. That way, in the meantime, we can go find... actually, we don't need to find someone to raid, do you? I'm just going to send you to Unter. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching today. More action Saturday and Sunday. Same start time. So, you know, lock in for that. And I'll see you all tomorrow, okay? So take care, everyone. Thanks for coming today. Don't forget to enter your pick'ems if you've not already. Only 2 days left to play for Asia. Prizes on the line. And congratulations once again to all our winners.